Chapter 881, Great World Law Baptism. Ji Yuqingshan led Lin Mo around the formation and walked to the old man, respectfully bowing to the cyan-robed old man. Qingshan greets Elder Luo. Elder Luo slowly opened his eyes, and a flash of light passed through them. At that moment, Lin Mo seemed to see the high mountain again, an almost infinitely tall mountain. Elder Luo's voice was old and peaceful, like the wind blowing from the mountains, passing through the dense forest, unhurried. Is that Qingshan? Did you bring a newcomer this time? Ji Yuqingshan said softly. Yes, junior brother Lin just came out of a small world. Lin Mo also bowed to Elder Luo at this time. Lin Mo greets senior. Elder Luo hummed, the young man is not simple. Ji Yuqingshan was slightly stunned. Elder Luo had just met Lin Mo and had only said half a sentence. How could he tell that Lin Mo was not simple? Elder Luo continued, to make godly monarch yell and take action to block the great world law baptism, it seems he won't be simple. So that was it. Ji Yuqingshan realized she had misunderstood. Ji Yuqingshan said, Elder Luo, I want to rent a cultivation room. Elder Luo hummed, there are 3 cultivation rooms vacant now. You know the rules. Go and pick one yourself. Thank you, Elder Luo. Ji Yuqingshan bowed again. Elder Luo waved his hand, his voice carrying kindness, go, go. The cultivation rooms were the stone houses behind them. There were a total of 100 stone houses here, which could accommodate 100 people to cultivate at the same time. Given the base number of the human race, even in the 98th star system, there were at least billions of humans. 100 cultivation rooms seemed a bit too few. Ji Yuqingshan explained, our human race has 3 types of cultivation rooms. The first type is the cultivation room in the Human Emperor Network. In the Human Emperor Network, you can comprehend the laws and cultivate. The second type is the cultivation room on the Life Star. Cultivating there allows you to comprehend the laws and cultivate your soul power at the same time. Because of the help of the formation, the cultivation effect will be slightly better than in the Human Emperor Network. The third type is the cultivation room in the War God Temple. Because of the existence of the star array, the cultivation room in the War God Temple has the best effect, but the cost is also the most expensive. There is no limit to the number of cultivation rooms in the Human Emperor Network. You can apply at any time. Every 100 points allows you to cultivate for 100 days. On the Life Star, every 100 points allows you to cultivate for 10 days. In the War God Temple, 100 points only allows you to cultivate for 1 day. The 3 types of cultivation rooms have different effects and different fees. The same 100 points allows you to cultivate for only 1 day in the War God Temple, but 100 days in the Human Emperor Network. The most expensive and the cheapest differ by a full 100 times. Lin Mo's entire net worth was only 100 points, enough to stay in the War God Temple's cultivation room for only 1 day. Ji Yuqingshan came to the front of a cultivation room and did not enter. Instead, she continued to urge, this time, renting the cultivation room is mainly for you to undergo the Great World Law Baptism. Now I will tell you about the Great World Law Baptism. Listen carefully. People who come out of the small world, because of various restrictions, most of them have not been able to move their talents out. After reaching the Transcendent God level, the door to the talent world has basically closed. But during the Great World Law Baptism, the door to the talent world will open again. This is an opportunity, and the only opportunity for you to move your talents out. After this time, the door to the talent world will be completely closed. So, Master took action to prevent the Great World Law from baptizing you, to let you prepare and take this opportunity to move your talents out. Ji Yuqingshan felt that with Lin Mo's soul strength, moving his talents should not be a problem. People in the small world have limited knowledge, and most of them have not moved their talents. The Great World Law Baptism is the last chance that the rules of heaven and earth give to cultivators. After Ji Yuqingshan finished speaking, she was afraid that Lin Mo had not heard clearly. If there is anything you don't understand, you can ask me now. Lin Mo thought for a while, what if the talent has already been moved out? Ji Yuqingshan immediately gave the answer, if the talent has already been moved out, then the Great World Law can enhance the talent. This is also your disadvantage. You will lose an opportunity to enhance your talent compared to us, but this can be compensated. The most important thing is to move the talent out. Lin Mo didn't ask any more questions. Ji Yuqingshan paid the points and opened the door to the cultivation room. It cost 100 points every day. When paying the points, Lin Mo clearly saw the heartache in Ji Yuqingshan's eyes. Obviously, these 100 points were not cheap. The door to the cultivation room slowly closed. At the moment the door closed, Lin Mo felt as if he was in an boundless starry sky. A large amount of starlight, carrying majestic power, and endless laws shot from all directions, covering the entire cultivation room. Although these laws had not yet reached the level of materialization, they were already very clear. Comprehending the laws here would be twice the result with half the effort. A cultivation room that required 100 points to use for one day was worth the money. If one had enough points and could cultivate in this environment all the time, the speed of understanding the laws would be extremely astonishing. Lin Mo was still experiencing the Great World Law in a true sense for the first time. Compared to the laws in the small world, the Great World Law was more complex, more numerous, and more powerful. Lin Mo took a deep breath, then calmed down and sat cross-legged. His fingers pinched out a rune, and accompanied by a soft sound, the isolation that godly monarch Yellen had placed on Lin Mo collapsed at this moment. The isolation from the Great World Law was done by godly monarch Yellen, and the method to remove it had been given to Lin Mo long ago. As long as Lin Mo needed it, he could remove it at any time. With the isolation removed, Lin Mo was once again exposed to the Great World Law. The baptism of the Great World Law officially began. Lin Mo felt an unimaginable power enter his soul world, instantly piercing through the defenses of the soul world, and reaching the soul body directly. The soul world rumbled as the soul itself luxuriated in the embrace of the Great World's laws. The talent tree reacted intensely, greedily absorbing the power of the Great World. It began to grow rapidly, becoming thicker and stronger. The larger the talent tree, the stronger the talents it provides, and the faster it can enhance Lin Mo Yu's soul power. Yu Qingshan said that most people who come from smaller worlds have one less opportunity to enhance their talents compared to those from the Great World. Lin Mo Yu knew he was not among them. His 3 talents had long been brought out and merged into one, forming the talent tree. Now, under the baptism of the Great World's laws, it was growing rapidly. Lin Mo Yu was eager to know just how strong his talent could become after being baptized by the Great World's laws. Suddenly, a burst of brilliant golden light erupted from the depths of his soul world. This golden light was incredibly sudden, completely illuminating the soul world. Even the radiance of the Great World's laws was overshadowed by it. The Divine Province Cauldron, Lin Mo Yu muttered. The Divine Province Cauldron, which had remained dormant since he obtained it, was now suddenly active. It flew out from the depths of his soul, came to the talent tree, and poured a large amount of golden light onto it. The golden light was like water, nourishing the talent tree and causing it to grow even faster. This golden light was the power of divinity, an incredibly rich and dense power of divinity. The talent tree emitted joyful sounds, clearly enjoying the divine power brought by the Divine Province Cauldron. This was the second time the talent tree had been nourished, a joint baptism from the Great World's laws and the power of divinity. Chapter 882, Talent Enhancement, Bearing Laws. Each nourishment of the talent tree foreshadowed a new round of growth. Thousands upon thousands of branches drooped down, incredibly lush. Lin Mo Yu could feel the joy and intimacy emanating from the talent tree. It was his talent, and also his child. Strands of willow branches coiled around, completely enveloping the soul body. Then, raging flames ignited on the willow branches. Purple flames once again burned the soul. The soul felt intense pain, but Lin Mo Yu was used to it. This little pain was nothing. In the pain, the impurities in the soul were once again refined and removed. The soul became more sensitive and powerful. At the same time, Lin Mo Yu also felt a large amount of divine power being transmitted from the willow branches, entering his soul. Crack! A slight cracking sound suddenly echoed within the soul. Lin Mo Yu also felt a lightness all over his body, as if shackles had been shattered. Immediately afterward, Lin Mo Yu saw a white spot appear on his soul's chest. The white spot rapidly enlarged before his eyes, revealing itself to be an incredibly complex rune. The rune flickered, continuously releasing the power of a curse. The curse of the Great World Rune. This wasn't the first time Lin Mo Yu had seen a Great World Rune, but it was the first time he had seen the one within his own body. He could tell at a glance that this rune of his was merely a derivative of a true Great World Rune. But regardless, its power came from the Great World Rune and possessed a power that ordinary people could hardly resist. The rune's curse had been constantly affecting him, suppressing the power of his spells, suppressing the strength of his skeletons, and preventing his spells from bearing laws. Now, a crack had appeared on the rune. This crack significantly reduced the power of the curse. Lin Moyu understood immediately, and he immediately tried to have his spells bear laws. A skeleton god warrior appeared before him, and Lin Moyu flicked out a wisp of undying law, landing it on the skeleton. In the past, as soon as this wisp of law landed on the skeleton would instantly collapse. Spells could only use their own laws and could not bear external laws. This greatly reduced the power of the spells. But this time, the skeleton did not collapse. It absorbed the undying law that Lin Moyu had flicked out, and a grayish-white gas appeared on its body. The skeleton's aura soared, instantly breaking through its previous limits. On the surface, the skeleton's level was still Transcendent God Rank 1. This was because Lin Moyu's soul level was Transcendent God Rank 1, and the skeleton could not exceed this limit. But its actual combat power was not the same. The undying law brought the skeleton stronger and more lethal attacks, and the death aspect of the undying law was completely unleashed. Each attack would carry a dense aura of death, the skeleton god warrior, like a god of death. The undying law also brought powerful recovery to the skeleton itself. Even without a Lich General, the skeleton itself would have extremely strong recovery. The death and life of the undying law were perfectly reflected in the skeleton. I live, you die. That was the feeling the skeleton god warrior gave Lin Moyu. Then Lin Moyu did a few more experiments. He now controlled 2% of the undying law, but his spells could only bear half of it, which was 1%. The power of the curse still existed, but it had weakened. But even so, it was enough to make him happy. The portion of the curse's power that had been broken down allowed his spells to bear laws, and his strength had greatly increased. He believed that one day, the power of the curse would be completely lifted. At that time, he would be able to unleash the full power of his spells. Outside the cultivation room, Ji Qingshan looked worried. She was worried that Lin Moyu would not be able to successfully bring out his talent. If there was no talent bonus, then the score in the following assessment would definitely not be too high. If the score was not enough, he would not be able to enter the Divine City, and his future development would be limited. Although this would not affect her relationship with Lin Moyu, she would not look down on Lin Moyu because of it. She would still treat Lin Moyu as a friend. But at least she would be a little disappointed. As little Qingshan worried, old Luo's voice suddenly sounded in her ear. Ji Qingshan saw that old Luo was looking at her with a smile that was not quite a smile. Ji Qingshan's bright eyes rolled, and she ran to old Luo with a smile. Do you know something? Old Luo's eyes were filled with a kind smile. Don't worry, his talent has been brought out, and his talent is not weak. Old Luo was stationed in the Hall of the God of War, and he could sense what was happening in the Hall of the God of War. Whether or not one had successfully brought out their talent while receiving the baptism of the Great World's laws was something that could not be hidden from him. Hearing old Luo's words, Ji Qingshan's heart was finally relieved. As long as the talent was out, the assessment results later would not be too bad. Old Luo asked with a smile, Qingshan, are you optimistic about him? Ji Qingshan nodded. The first time I met junior brother Lin was in the small world. At that time, he gave me a very unusual feeling, and I gave him the guiding jade pendant. Luo Lao understood Ji Qingshan's meaning. He shouldn't disappoint you. I hope so. Whether I can enter the city of gods depends on him. Ji Qingshan said faintly. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers AAAAAAAAAAA. The quality of Lin Moyu's results is related to the rewards she receives and involves the task she is currently performing. If she does the task well, she will have a chance to enter the city of gods. The baptism gradually ended, and the divine state cauldron also stopped pouring. At this time, the talent giant tree was as high as 200 meters. Purple flames were burning at its roots, and golden light was flowing in the thousands of willow branches. The root system of the talent giant tree had already taken root somewhere, plunged into an inexplicable void, and disappeared. It continuously absorbed energy, converted it into pure soul power, and sent it to the soul. Even if he cultivates, as long as the soul level is improved, the soul power can be replenished in minutes. After the soul is full, the excess soul power will be scattered into the soul world, making the soul world stronger. Lin Moyu checked his soul world. Outside the soul world, there is a solid shell, like armor, protecting the entire world. Most of the shell has become transparent, like crystal. Only a small part is still glazed. On the soul body, only a small part of the gold remains, and most of it has turned jade. Jade Soul, Crystal World. As long as you reach this step, you are a 4th rank soul. 1st rank Transcendent God, 2nd rank True God, 3rd rank God King. 4th rank soul is the foundation for achieving God Venerable, and it is also the most difficult step to becoming a God Venerable. Countless people are stuck at this step, unable to make progress for thousands of years. Lin Moyu has almost reached the realm of 4th rank soul with only the strength of a 1st order Transcendent God. Saying it out loud, no one would believe it. After the baptism ended, Lin Moyu checked his talent. Supreme, 2nd order, spell amplification is doubled, all members of the Undead Legion share damage, share life and spirit, and the damage received is reduced by 2 times. The Undead Legion and the Master will be reborn when they suffer fatal damage, instantly returning to their peak state, and all spells cooldowns are reset, which can be reborn once every 50 seconds. The talent has grown to the 2nd level. The amplification of spells directly increased from 100 times to 200 times. The damage that the Undead Legion has to bear has also increased from 1 time to 2 times. In this way, the strength of the Undead Legion has increased by a full 4 times on the original basis. Lin Moyu's own reduction in elemental and physical laws damage directly jumped from 10,000 times to 40,000 times. With this level of damage reduction, Lin Moyu felt that even a 5th order true god would find it difficult to kill him. The cooldown of the comprehensive rebirth talent has been reduced by another 5 seconds, becoming 50 seconds. This is also a considerable improvement. His talent is too strong, so strong that it is terrifying. Antares said that he must never tell anyone about his talent, and in fact, that is indeed the case. 883rd. Chapter. Many times, saying is not as good as doing. Lin Moyu collected his mind and returned to his calm and breezy appearance. Ji Yu Qingshan waited at the door, and when she saw Lin Moyu coming out, she immediately asked, "How is it? Did you move out your talent?" Although Luo Lao had already given the answer, Ji Yu Qingshan still wanted to hear Lin Moyu answer in person. Lin Moyu nodded, moved it out. Of course, the talent was moved out, but it was not moved just now, nor was it one. A smile appeared on Ji Yu Qingshan's beautiful face. "It's good that you moved it out. Now we will do the final test. Remember what I told you, you must go all out in the final test and try to achieve a high evaluation. If you want to enter the City of Gods in the future, this is very important. The City of Gods only accepts geniuses, and the City of Gods will not want anyone who is even a little bit worse. Moreover, the better the results Lin Moyu achieves, the better the rewards for Ji Yu Qingshan, the guide." Just now, in order to let Lin Moyu accept the best Great World Baptism, Ji Yu Qingshan had already invested 100 points. If Lin Moyu's results are not good, then she will lose money. Lin Moyu kept Ji Yu Qingshan's words in his heart. He must go to the City of Gods. He had heard Ji Yu Qingshan mention the City of Gods countless times along the way. That was the place that all human cultivators yearned for the most. Ji Yu Qingshan also wanted to go to the City of Gods, and she was working hard. Ji Yu Qingshan led Lin Moyu towards the place for the final test. After a while, the sound of talking came from a distance. Lin Moyu saw a group of people gathered there. After entering the Hall of the God of War, it was quiet and cold all the way. Only here was it relatively lively. Lin Moyu recognized those people, who were the people who were queuing outside the registration office. Among them were newcomers like himself, and guides like Ji Yu Qingshan. Lin Moyu's arrival immediately attracted the attention of many people. At that time, in front of the Hall of the God of War, the way Lin Moyu stared at the 5 big characters was seen by them. A trace of disapproval appeared in someone's eyes. They were both people who came out of the small world, so why could Lin Moyu stare at the 5 big characters but he couldn't? Was he not as good as the other party? They were both transcendent god level, and they both came out of the small world. Each of them was a genius in the small world, and they were extremely arrogant. Lin Moyu ignored their gazes, walked to the end of the line, and waited quietly. The assessment was conducted in a closed room, and nothing could be seen from the outside. Only after the assessment was over would a final score be obtained. As for the process, it was strictly confidential. It was said that no one could peep into it except for Xiao Zontian, the god of war himself. The privacy of the examinees was strictly protected. Ji Yu Qingshan pointed to the side of the assessment room. "Look, there is a star crystal there. After the assessment, the star crystal will glow, indicating the score obtained. White represents poor, green light represents good, red light represents excellent, and golden light represents extreme. If you want to go to the city of gods, getting an excellent evaluation is the most basic. If you want to be more confident, you must get extreme. Lin Moyu was suddenly a little curious. Have you been tested? Ji Yu Qingshan did not hide it. I have been tested, and the score is extreme. Ji Yu Qingshan was able to become a disciple of the Night Wind God Venerable, so her talent must be good. It was normal to get an extreme rating. However, even Ji Yu Qingshan has not been able to enter the city of gods, which shows how difficult it is to enter the city of gods. At this time, the star crystal lit up, revealing a touch of red light, but the red was a little weak. Ji Yu Qingshan explained, even if it is the same excellent rating, there are strengths and weaknesses. The stronger the light, the higher the rating in the same level. Someone like him can only be regarded as below excellent, the worst in excellent. As soon as Ji Yu Qingshan's voice fell, a cold voice came, even the worst is excellent. I wonder what kind of evaluation the person you brought can get. Hearing the sound, a man was glaring at Ji Yu Qingshan, with unkindness in his eyes. Ji Yu Qingshan's words obviously made him feel uncomfortable. The man glared at Ji Yu Qingshan, looking like he wanted to compete. Ji Yu Qingshan said calmly, that needs to be tested to know. The man sneered, I remember you. We took on a divine city mission together back then. So, we are competitors. Ji Yu Qingshan recalled for a moment, then shook her head, I don't remember you. Ji Yu Qingshan was extremely beautiful, attracting attention wherever she went. It was normal for people to remember her. Looking at the man again, although his aura was powerful, not weaker than Ji Yu Qingshan's. His appearance was too ordinary, belonging to the average person. The man paused slightly, his voice gradually amplifying, you will remember. My name is Sheng Gaoshuan, and my name will resound throughout Divine City in the future. His words were full of confidence. Lin Moyu nodded inwardly. Although this guy was a bit arrogant, he was also very confident. To become a strong person, confidence is fundamental. Firm belief, unyielding will, and tireless effort are indispensable. If you don't even have confidence, how can you talk about becoming a strong person? Ji Yu Qingshan just smiled faintly and stopped talking. There was no need to argue with people. Sometimes, doing is more important than saying. This was very similar to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu and Ji Yu Qingshan smiled at each other, each understanding what the other was thinking. The door opened, and a person walked out. He was slightly weak, and the laws on his body were still surging violently, not yet calmed down. Battle is the best standard for testing strength, and this applies everywhere. After he came out, another person stood in front of the house and placed his hand on the star crystal. The star crystal lit up slightly, projecting a few numbers, 98. Then the door opened, and he walked in. Ji Yu Qingshan explained, 98 is his age. Age is also part of the assessment. Generally speaking, with the same strength, the younger the age, the higher the score. Lin Moyu could understand. Being a transcendent, the younger you are, the higher your talent and potential. Although it's not absolute, it's mostly the case. A transcendent's lifespan starts from 500 years, and every time they advance a level, their lifespan increases by 100 years. 98 years old is quite young for a transcendent. Lin Moyu saw a hint of astonishment in the eyes of several people. They were clearly surprised that the other party was so young. Not even 100 years old, not bad, not bad. His guide was very satisfied. Ji Yu Qingshan also said softly, indeed quite young. To reach transcendence before 100 years old is considered mid-level even in the great world. Lin Moyu asked, how old are people in the great world when they generally reach transcendence? Ji Yu Qingshan thought for a moment, it's hard to say, there's a big difference. Reaching transcendence before 100 years old is considered good. If you can reach transcendence before 80 years old, then you're a genius. It is said that some geniuses in Divine City can reach transcendence before the age of 50. Lin Moyu thought of his own small world. In the most dangerous times, the power of the world would revive, allowing an ordinary person to reach the god level in a few years. But this method is a bit like forcing growth, which is detrimental to the future. People in the great world would definitely not do this, so being able to reach transcendence at 50 is indeed very strong. Ji Yu Qingshan didn't ask Lin Moyu's age, as she would know soon enough, so there was no need to ask. 3 hours later, the star crystal lit up again. Red light illuminated the surroundings, also an excellent rating, but brighter than the red light of the previous person. Excellent, upper middle, his guide couldn't help but shout, very excited. His eyes became a few points more proud. He could get a lot of benefits from guiding an excellent talent. Although everyone is excellent, there are strengths and weaknesses. In fact, the human race is fully capable of further subdividing, but it has not done so. Lin Moyu could probably understand why it was not further subdivided. This is just a temporary evaluation, and no one knows the future. If it were really subdivided, then everyone wouldn't have to compete in the future. It would just be a matter of who has the stronger talent. Talent is only one aspect. In actual combat, it also depends on combat experience, skill usage, and other aspects of comprehensive strength. Chapter 884. A 28-year-old transcendent, what a joke. One after another, they were assessed, and most of the results were good. Very few could get excellent. Moreover, even if a few people got excellent, they were only lower-end excellent. The red light displayed on the star crystal was extremely weak. But as long as someone got excellent, it would make his guide feel excited. At the same time, he could also reap envious glances from others. Not to mention others, Ji Yuqingshan would sometimes reveal a slight look of envy. Lin Moyu found that the ages of these people were mostly concentrated between 95 and 200 years old. Their strength was also between Transcendent First Order and Transcendent Third Order. And he found that even Transcendent Third Order couldn't necessarily get a high rating. This shows that the assessment is not related to current strength, and it will give different scores based on different strengths. Finally, it was Lin Moyu's turn. Sheng Gaoshuan said jokingly, "Little guy, it's up to you." His words were partly directed at Ji Yuqingshan. Ji Yuqingshan snorted softly and said to Lin Moyu, "Don't be nervous. Just follow the instructions after you go inside." Lin Moyu smiled, "Don't worry." He knew that something shocking was about to happen. The first thing was his age. Lin Moyu couldn't even remember his own age. Was he 28 or 29 this year? Anyway, not yet 30. Time was a bit chaotic when he comprehended the laws. Lin Moyu was too lazy to count. Under the gaze of everyone, Lin Moyu placed his hand on the star crystal. A set of numbers suddenly jumped out. 28, two numbers, extremely glaring. Ji Yuqingshan couldn't help but exclaim, her eyes full of disbelief. Everyone was gasping for air. Impossible, it's impossible to be only 28, how could it be 28? A 28-year-old transcendent, unheard of. Even those freaks in Divine City couldn't achieve it. The star crystal must be broken. This guy is at least 128 years old. Yes, that must be it. The star crystal must be broken. No one believed Lin Moyu's age. A 28-year-old transcendent had really never been heard of. Lin Moyu had long known this would happen and didn't pay any attention to their surprise. He walked directly into the assessment room. The door closed with a slight rumble. At that moment, space twisted slightly, and Elder Luo appeared before everyone. Hearing the chaotic sounds, he frowned slightly, silence. Everyone immediately shut their mouths. Elder Luo guarded the Temple of War, and his strength was unfathomable. None of them dared to disobey him. Elder Luo glanced at the numbers on the star crystal, who went in. Ji Yuqingshan immediately replied, "It's Lin Moyu." Elder Luo nodded, "Not bad, young and promising." Then Elder Luo's gaze swept over everyone, people can be confident, but they can't be ignorant. Go and read the War God records when you have time. After speaking, Elder Luo's figure disappeared. It took a long while for everyone to come back to their senses. What does Elder Luo mean? The War God records, isn't that a book recording the life and deeds of the War God? Why does he want us to read this? Ji Yuqingshan reacted extremely quickly and immediately entered the Human Emperor Network. The Human Emperor Network stores all the information of the human race. The public parts can be queried at will. Ji Yuqingshan quickly found the War God records and widened her eyes after skimming through them. The War God also achieved the Transcendent God realm at the age of 28. Ji Yuqingshan's face was full of disbelief. Not only her, but also some people went to check the War God records, and they all showed incredible expressions. Elder Luo means this kid can be compared to the War God. Don't be ridiculous, just a lucky person who came out of a small world, how can he be compared to the War God? What is the War God's status? Is this kid worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as the War God? No matter what, he did reach the Transcendent God level at the age of 28, which shows that his potential is indeed not bad. Everyone was talking and arguing. Ji Yu Qingshan had not yet recovered. She was quite shocked. She didn't expect that the talent of the person she had a whim to befriend and guide would be so high. She is now very confident that Lin Mo Yu should have no problem getting an excellent rating, and a supreme rating is also possible. Inside the assessment room, Lin Mo Yu was once again in the starry sky. It was exactly the same as the starry sky seen in the cultivation room. However, the starry sky in the cultivation room was simulated by formations, while the starry sky here was virtualized by the Human Emperor Network. One is real, and the other is virtual. The two seem the same, but their essence is completely different. A large number of alien races appeared in the starry sky. Among these alien races were the Zerg, the Desolate Beast race, the Minotaur race, and others that Lin Mo Yu had seen. There were also many races that Lin Mo Yu had never seen before. Some races looked like a ball of weeds, swaying in the starry sky. There were also races that were just a ball with sharp teeth on it. Lin Mo Yu's gaze swept over, exactly 100 alien races. One of each race. Judging from the aura emanating from them, these alien races were all at the first level of the Transcendent God Realm, on par with his own level. Knowing that these alien races were just virtualized by the Human Emperor Network, they were so realistic that it was still difficult to distinguish between reality and falsehood. These alien races stood in the starry sky, motionless, like targets. Please the examinee to use spells to destroy the alien race targets. The more you destroy, the higher the score. Time limit: 30 minutes. A mechanical voice sounded, telling Lin Mo Yu what to do. Lin Mo Yu understood that these virtual alien races, except that they would not attack, had the same vitality and defenses in reality. The score depends on how fast you kill. Since it is in the Human Emperor Network, Lin Mo Yu can be unscrupulous. He remembered Ji Yu Qingshan's instructions, let go and tried to get a high score as much as possible. Divine City is a must-go. Lin Mo Yu also has a pursuit and yearning for power. Whether it is for his own small world or for his sleeping beloved wife, Lin Mo Yu will not slack off in the slightest. With a tap of his finger, the undead world descended. 793 star-level spell, Undead Gaze. The starry sky suddenly dimmed, and the brilliant starlight was covered with a layer of grey mist. The 10,000-meter undead eye opened and began to gaze at the opponent. In an instant, an alien race died. The Human Emperor Network is very magical. His spells are 100% restored in this virtual world. The effect is almost the same as in the real world. The undead gaze can kill the same level in seconds, unless the opponent's soul defense is very strong, otherwise they can't escape. After the first alien race died, the massacre officially began. Lin Mo Yu locked onto the target with his soul and unleashed the spell, Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion blasted all the way, and in the blink of an eye, countless alien races died. In Lin Mo Yu's view, it was only a mere 100. He could destroy them with a wave of his hand. In the small world, he didn't care about tens of millions of enemies. What is 100? It's not even enough for a warm-up. There is no need to use other spells, nor is it necessary to use laws. With just 2 spells, in just 5 seconds, they were all killed. 5 seconds later, only patches of corpses remained in the starry sky. The bloody smell permeated the starry sky. This smell came from the soul and could instantly cover a large starry sky. I didn't expect that even the bloody smell can be simulated. The Human Emperor Network is really strong. Lin Mo Yu said in his heart. However, at this time, the Human Emperor Network seemed to be stuck, and there was no sound for a long time. After waiting another 5 seconds, there was finally a response. Preparing for the second round of testing, please wait. Chapter 885 The Meaning of Assessment. 10 minutes later, a large number of alien races appeared in the starry sky again. The number of races did not change, there were still 100 different races. The quantity has not changed, still 100. However, the strength of the alien target has changed, from the first level of the Transcendent God Realm to the second level of the Transcendent God Realm. At the Transcendent God level, every increase in level brings earth-shaking changes. The defense power alone must be doubled or tripled. But for Lin Mo Yu, it's not very useful. In the deep space, he killed 5th level Transcendent God monsters like cutting melons and vegetables. What's more, now, after being baptized by the laws of the great world, his talent has greatly increased. Spells can also carry laws, and his strength has undergone earth-shaking changes. The second level of the Transcendent God Realm can be destroyed with a wave of his hand in front of him. Please the examinee to use spells to destroy the alien race targets. The more you destroy, the higher the score. Time limit, 30 minutes. The same prompt as just now sounded. Lin Mo Yu chuckled, no need for 30 minutes, not even a minute. The world of the undead descended once again. But it was vastly different from the last time. In the undead world, there appeared grayish-white masses of energy, these were the laws of the undead. Within the soul world, on the spell constellation belonging to undead gaze, similar grayish-white masses of energy were entwined. Lin Mo used the laws of the undead, integrating 1% of the undead laws into the undead gaze spell constellation. With the integration of the undead laws, the attack power of undead gaze instantly increased several times. Within the soul attack, an aura of death emerged. During the attack, souls would be corroded and rapidly decay. Almost instantly, several alien race targets were killed. Then came the booming sound that echoed through the starry sky. Corpse explosion was the most unreasonable of all Lin Mo's spells. Its power was entirely determined by the life force of the corpse. The stronger the corpse, the greater the power. Lin Mo had thought that if he could obtain the corpse of an invincible expert, he could kill another invincible expert. The situation was similar now. With the corpse of a Tier 2 transcendent god, he could kill other Tier 2 transcendent gods. A few seconds later, the starry sky fell silent again. Preparing for the third test, please wait. Lin Mo smiled slightly upon hearing the prompt, this time it should be Tier 3 transcendent gods. After 2 tests, Lin Mo already understood the method of the assessment. It was to constantly challenge the upper limit and ultimately obtain the corresponding score. Soon, the third test began. Apart from the target dummy's level being raised to Tier 3 Transcendent God, nothing else changed. Tier 3 Transcendent Gods could no longer be instantly killed with undead gaze. Lin Mo added a new spell. Crimson light filled the air, a fusion spell, Curse of Time. Undead gaze combined with Curse of Time caused enormous damage to the soul. It almost instantly killed a Tier 3 Transcendent God target. Once one died, the rest became easier. Another unreasonable bombardment quickly cleared the field. Time remained unchanged, still a dozen seconds. The Human Emperor Network's prompt sounded again, commencing preparation for the fourth test. Soon, Tier 4 Transcendent God dummies appeared. Apart from the level of the dummies being raised to Tier 4 Transcendent God, there were no other changes. This time, relying solely on undead gaze and Curse of Time was no longer sufficient to kill them. Lin Mo had no choice but to use other spells. In the soul world, grayish-white masses of energy appeared on many spell constellations. The spells carried the laws, and their power greatly increased. After the cracks appeared in the great world curse within the soul, and the power of the curse weakened, the summoning spells benefited the most. The strength of the skeletons greatly increased. Even without relying on talent bonuses, they possessed the power of Tier 1 Transcendent Gods, albeit the weakest among them. After receiving the talent and Lich General bonuses, they could even defeat Tier 2 Transcendent God experts. Now, with the integration of the undead laws, the skeletons possessed combat power roughly equivalent to Tier 3 Transcendent Gods. Using Tier 3 Transcendent God combat power to kill Tier 4 Transcendent Gods only required a bit of time. This time, Lin Mo used a minute to kill the first alien race target. Another round of indiscriminate bombardment. Corpse explosion was just that unreasonable. Unless Lin Mo was denied corpses, he could blow everything sky high. Starting to approach the limit, Lin Mo looked at the empty void, waiting for the arrival of the fifth test. He roughly knew that his combat power limit was around Tier 6 Transcendent God. Beyond that, although the opponent couldn't kill him, it would be difficult for him to kill the opponent. Lin Mo was also somewhat helpless about this, the attack power and defense were not proportional. In the final analysis, it was still because of the curse of the Great World Rune. The curse greatly suppressed the power of the spells. If the curse could disappear, Lin Mo felt that he could be invincible in the Transcendent God realm. Although he could now walk unhindered in the Transcendent God realm, he couldn't be considered invincible. Unless he could be given a corpse of comparable level, then he could ignore the level and kill all the way through. The fifth test began. Facing Tier 5 Transcendent God targets, Lin Mo summoned the Skeleton God General. After integrating the undead laws, the Skeleton God General possessed attack power comparable to Tier 4 Transcendent God. It took several minutes to grind down a Tier 5 Transcendent God target, then the battlefield was cleared by corpse explosion. When the sixth test, reaching Tier 6 Transcendent God targets, appeared, Lin Mo truly felt challenged. Death Dragon Knight, Skeleton God General, Bone Fangs, Undead Gaze, Curse of Time. All kinds of spells were thrown out, including him throwing 2% of the undead laws onto the target, using the death within the laws to corrode the target. The defense of Tier 6 Transcendent Gods was too strong, his attacks had little effect. The time limit for the test was 30 minutes, and it wasn't until the 28th minute that Lin Mo barely managed to kill an alien race target. With a corpse, the rest was easy. After a round of indiscriminate bombardment, he finally cleared the opponents before the end of the test time. Lin Mo knew that he had truly reached his limit. It was impossible to pass the 7th test. But he also knew that his score must already be good. Others probably only made it to the 3rd test. Maybe they couldn't even clear the 3rd test. How difficult it was to challenge 6 tiers above, only the person involved knew. While waiting, the 7th test began. Facing Tier 7 Transcendent God targets, Lin Mo was truly unable to fight. Any spell landing on the targets was like tickling them, unable to break their defense at all. Lin Mo activated the Strengthen Troops spell, additionally increasing damage by 500%. But it was still useless. A difference of 1 tier was a world apart. Lin Mo also realized another meaning of this assessment. It was to make you understand your limits, to know your own weight. When you get outside, don't go courting death. As long as you live, there is hope. Once you die, then there is nothing. Lin Mo felt that this method of teaching was very useful. 30 minutes passed, and all the alien race targets disappeared. A prompt sounded again in the void. The first round of assessment is over, the second round of assessment will begin in 10 minutes, please be prepared. The second round of assessment. The first round tests attack power. Then the second round should test defense, or maybe practical combat. Both are possible. Lin Mo thought of the previous examinees, who all showed signs of having fought fiercely when they came out. Obviously, there would inevitably be a great battle in the assessment. 10 minutes passed in the blink of an eye. A huge figure appeared before Lin Mo. Not a target, but a real alien. Its upper body was human, holding a 5-meter-long spear. Its lower body was that of a horse, with 4 hooves, and intense flames burning on its hooves. The first test of the second round is to kill the enemy in front of you. Chapter 886. One-hit kills all the way, no different from targets. A mechanical-like prompt sounded, without the slightest emotional color. Lin Mo suspected it was deliberately made this way, otherwise even a puppet would have emotions. The first test of the second round, kill the enemy in front of you, or avoid being killed within 30 minutes. Just a simple sentence, without any other information. As the voice fell, the battle began immediately. The half-human, half-horse alien, stepping on flames, swung its spear and charged over. The speed was very fast, like a shooting star, leaving a long trail in the starry sky. Its aura was hidden, making it impossible to determine its strength level. But Lin Mo could feel that the opponent had locked onto his soul. The wings of the undead opened, severing the soul lock, and Lin Mo instantly moved away. At the same time, a detection spell flew out. Using detection before battle had become Lin Mo's instinct. He didn't know if other small worlds were like this, but at least Lin Mo was used to it. In his own small world, there was a saying, when in doubt, use detection. The detection spell quickly returned information. Centaur. Level. Transcendent God Realm. Characteristics. Extremely fast, good at manipulating fire element laws, be careful of their hooves. Lin Mo discovered that the detection spell was different. As he entered the Great World and was baptized by the Great World's laws, the detection spell had also undergone some subtle changes. This change was very subtle, and only the user could experience it. From the outside, the detection spell no longer had a breeze, as if it directly acted on the target. The feeling was like being soul-locked. Lin Mo wasn't sure if it was the same in reality, or just because he was in the Human Emperor Network's virtual world. The detection spell didn't give the opponent's specific level, only that they were in the Transcendent God Realm. The moment Lin Mo dodged, the centaur's attack had already landed on Lin Mo's original position. The starry sky shattered, and a huge aura of law suddenly erupted. When attacking, the aura was hidden, but it fully erupted the moment the attack arrived. This made the power even greater and more difficult to defend against. Lin Mo became vigilant. This is not a target, nor a monster. Aliens are the same as our human race, possessing extremely strong combat capabilities. I can't be careless. Lin Moyu warned himself in his heart that he couldn't be careless just because he possessed defense that surpassed the transcendent god realm. Judging from the centaur's attack, it was about the attack power of a first-level transcendent god. But the centaur's speed was very fast, exceeding the first level of the transcendent god realm, and should have reached the level of the second level of the transcendent god realm. This also matched the information returned by the detection spell. After dodging an attack, Lin Moyu didn't continue to entangle. This was an assessment, and he needed to seize the time. With a tap of his finger, the undead world descended upon the starry sky. The eye of the undead opened, staring at the centaur. A huge soul attack was suddenly launched, not giving the centaur a chance to launch a second attack, instantly killing it. Lin Moyu heard the centaur's scream before death. The human emperor network was too realistic, even the pain of the soul could be expressed. The centaur's hideous expression before death was lifelike. Second round, the first test passed. The second test will be conducted in 10 minutes, please prepare. The emotionless mechanical voice sounded again. Lin Moyu guessed that the second test should be a second-level transcendent god alien. At this rate, he was confident in passing more than a dozen tests. Even a 9th-level transcendent god wouldn't be able to kill him. Even if he couldn't kill the opponent, as long as he could last for 30 minutes, it would count as passing. However, Lin Moyu wasn't sure if the human emperor network could display his full rebirth talent. After all, his talent was too perverted, even his soul could be reborn, and his soul world could be completely restored even if it was destroyed. In Antares' long life, he had never heard of such a talent. 10 minutes later, the second test began. Second round, the second test, kill the enemy in front of you, or avoid being killed within 30 minutes. A clump of weeds appeared in front of him. The weeds looked no different from the weeds in other places. Except for being a little bigger and thicker, everything else was the same. Lin Moyu could even see the opponent's roots, rooted in the void. The detection spell flew out. Stargrass Clan. Level: Transcendent God Realm. Characteristics: possesses extremely strong vitality, can hide in the void, and is not easily killed. Lin Moyu thought of a saying: wildfires cannot burn them out, spring breezes bring them back to life. Plant-based races generally possess extremely strong vitality, just like plant-based monsters. But facing the soul-level strangulation, before the Stargrass could act, Lin Moyu's eye of the undead had already stared over. This time, grayish-white energy appeared in the eye of the undead. The law of the undead was integrated into it, greatly increasing the attack power. The Stargrass clan didn't even have time to launch an attack before being instantly killed. The battle lasted less than a second from start to finish, and it was over. Even if the Stargrass clan could hide its seeds in the void and retain a trace of life, once the soul was strangled, it would still be impossible to survive. The soul is the foundation of everything, the same for any race. Second round, the second test passed. The third test will be conducted in 10 minutes, please prepare. The emotionless prompt sounded again. The next round should be a third-level transcendent god. Undead Gaze, plus the Curse of Time, should be able to instantly kill the opponent. 3. Using Skeleton God Warriors, empowered with laws, can also perform sieges. After thinking for a moment, Lin Mo decided to use the simplest method. 1,000 undead legions appeared around him, each infused with the undead law, and with the buff from General Wu, possessed the battle power of a Tier 3 transcendent god. With them around, Lin Mo felt he could take a break. 10 minutes later, another alien race appeared, possessing the battle power of a Tier 3 transcendent god. At the instant the test began, the undead legion swarmed forward. Various attacks, carrying the destructive aura of the undead law, engulfed it. Instant kill, another instant kill, a battle without suspense. Soon, the fourth test began. For this, Lin Mo summoned the Death Dragon Knights. As the second-ranked unit in the Undead Legion, 1,000 Death Dragon Knights sprayed Dragon Breath, instantly annihilating the opponent. In the fifth match, Lin Mo used the Skeleton Divine Generals. This time, they could no longer kill instantly. 1,000 Skeleton Divine Generals surrounded the opponent, and it took more than a dozen seconds of bombing to kill it. The first 5 matches were successfully passed. For Lin Mo, whether it was a target or not made little difference. Anyway, it was either being instantly killed or being beaten to death. Until the 6th match began, it created a little trouble for Lin Mo. Starry Sky Python. Level: Transcendent God Realm. Characteristic: possesses extremely strong defense against elemental and physical laws. The alien race in the sixth match was a python with a body length of over 6,000 meters. The huge python coiled in the starry sky, bringing a powerful sense of oppression, which was very terrifying. But Lin Mo didn't feel anything. Size doesn't represent strength. Good and bad always have two sides. The larger the size, the stronger the attack power, but the wider the area of attack. Lin Mo's heart moved, and 10,000 skeleton divine generals and 10,000 death dragon knights appeared in the starry sky. They swarmed up, surrounded the starry sky python, and began to siege. The starry sky python counterattacked violently, its huge body bringing terrifying power, constantly blasting away the skeleton divine generals, but it couldn't kill them. Under the siege of the skeleton divine generals and death dragon knights, it couldn't rush over to attack Lin Mo. Lin Mo constantly sprinkled the undead law carrying a deadly death aura, corroding its body. Chapter 887. Could it be that the younger you are, the longer the assessment time? Under the desperate siege of the skeleton divine generals and death dragon knights, the starry sky python was finally killed with frustration after persisting for 25 minutes. Lin Mo had expected this result. Like hitting a target, Tier 6 Transcendent God was his limit of attack power. Any higher, and he couldn't hit it. He knew that from the next test, he would have to change roles. From how to kill the opponent, to how to save his life and last for 30 minutes. This was very simple for Lin Mo, even more so, easy. As the seventh test began, Lin Mo released the Undead Legion again. This time there were no skeleton divine generals, nor death dragon knights. A full 1.49 million undead legions, almost filling the starry sky. Lin Mo was in the very center of the legion. If you wanted to kill Lin Mo, you had to kill the Undead Legion first. But the Undead Legion was not so easy to kill. The alien race that had just appeared was dumbfounded, he had a feeling of not knowing where to start. Through the undead's perspective, Lin Mo saw this alien race. Bull Demon Race. Level: Transcendent God Realm. Characteristic: possesses extremely strong physical attack power, specializes in physical laws. This alien race was very similar to the alien god that Lin Mo confronted with Nightwind God when he had just left the small world. Lin Mo now knew that the other party was called the Bull Demon Race, with a pair of bull horns, which was indeed very descriptive. The Bull Demon Race was good at using physical laws, and their weapons were also very heavy. The virtual Bull Demon Race in front of him wielded a huge axe, and every axe seemed to split the starry sky. The huge power exploded wantonly in the starry sky, and hundreds or thousands of skeletons were blown away each time. But immediately more skeletons would rush up, it was almost trapped there, unable to move forward. The undead's attacks fell on it, like scratching an itch, causing no harm at all. Whether it was physical attack, elemental attack, or soul attack, the effect was almost the same. Lin Mo had tried using the time curse, combined with the undead gaze. At most, it could only cause some influence on him, making him feel pain. The result could only make him become even more crazy. So Lin Mo simply gave up attacking, and just let the Undead Legion surround him. The Bull Demon attacked frantically, waving the axe non-stop, the aura of law spreading in the starry sky. No matter how he attacked, he couldn't escape the encirclement of the Undead Legion. There were really too many Undead Legions, a full 1.49 million, surrounding him in countless layers. After 30 minutes, the test ended. The Bull Demon turned into a ball of starlight and disappeared from sight. As usual, the prompt sounded, saying that the 8th test would be conducted in 10 minutes. Lin Mo didn't put away the Undead Legion, anyway, he would have to release them again later, too lazy to bother. 10 minutes later, the 8th test began. The Undead Legion followed suit, surrounding him without any artistry. This style of play was almost roguelike, I can't kill you, and you can't kill me either. Anyway, the rule was either to kill the opponent, or not be killed by the opponent within 30 minutes. Lin Mo was just acting according to the rules. Outside the assessment room, a group of people were waiting a little impatiently. Normal people's assessment, the fast ones take more than an hour, and the slow ones take 2 or 3 hours. Lin Mo has been in there for half a day, more than 8 hours. They had never seen this kind of situation before. What's going on? This kid has been in there for so long, why hasn't the assessment ended yet? Could it be that the younger you are, the longer the assessment time? Don't guess blindly, all the assessment rules are the same. In this case, there is only one possibility: he spent a lot of time in each test, otherwise it doesn't make sense at all. Yu Qingshan listened to everyone's discussion, and felt a little uneasy in her heart. She didn't know what happened in the assessment room, why it took so long. Everything that happened in the assessment room was strictly confidential, and no one could know. So she couldn't do anything. Even if she was anxious, she could only wait. Inside the assessment room, an extremely complex formation was operating. Lin Mo stood in the center of the formation, his eyes closed tightly, his consciousness had completely entered the Human Emperor network. His assessment continued. In the Human Emperor network, blazing flames burned the starry sky. All the undead were trapped in a sea of fire, the Lich General frantically healing, the undead army remaining intact even in the flames. Lin Mo saw the enemy this time, a ball of blazing flames. At the center of the flames was a huge rock. All the flames spread from this rock. The detection spell still provided the corresponding information. A magic stone Racia. A level. True God Realma. A characteristics. The magic stone race is born with the ability to control elements, and automatically masters the laws of corresponding elements upon adulthood. 10 seconds ago, Lin Moyu's new assessment officially began. A second round, 10th test, kill the enemy in front of you, or avoid being killed within 30 minutes. The second assessment had reached the 10th round. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers. AAAAAAAAAA. This time, Lin Moyu faced an opponent at the True God First level. A True God First level opponent was much stronger than a Transcendent God 9th level. Crossing a major realm, strength increased exponentially. The moment it appeared, the law of fire enveloped the entire starry sky, almost swallowing the entire undead army. The power of the law of fire was great, but it was still not enough to kill the undead army. A elemental resistance fusion degree 100% passive spell, grants immunity to all elemental attacks for self and summons, and reduces damage from all elemental laws by half. The talent was baptized by the laws of the Great World, and the effect was greatly enhanced, with the undead army taking 200 times less damage from elemental laws. Even though the power of the True God Realm's laws was strong enough to cause a lot of damage to the undead army. But with the Lich General's relentless healing, the undead army could still survive well. 0. Not to mention Lin Moyu himself, he also had a passive spell that transferred damage. It could reduce all damage by half, which, combined with his talent, was 200 times. The two spells interacted with each other, and the final damage reduction reached an astonishing 40,000 times. If 40,000 points of damage landed on Lin Mo's body, only 1 point would ultimately need to be borne by the undead army. This kind of perverted defense was Lin Moyu's greatest confidence. The magic stone race seemed to have no other means of attack other than using elemental laws. 30 minutes passed quickly, and Lin Moyu survived again. 10 minutes later, an opponent at the True God second level appeared. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly. This time, it was actually a member of the Desolate Beast race. The detection spell immediately popped up. A Desolate Beast Racia. A level. True God Realma. A characteristics. Born immune to all ordinary attacks, you must use laws to kill them. The Desolate Beast in front of him, at the True God Realm, was over 100 meters tall, extremely huge. Strands of hair hung down from its head, a full 19 strands. The Desolate Beast Emperor's hair was 9 strands, representing the Transcendent God Realm. After that, each time it leveled up, it would gain 1 more strand of hair. Until it had 18, becoming a True God Realm. 19 strands was exactly the True God second level. After the Desolate Beast King appeared, it let out a soul roar. The soul attack arrived with a bang. Lin Moyu's soul quality was already close to the 4th grade. His soul strength was enough to rival a God King. He didn't take the soul attack of the True God second level seriously at all. As it roared, the undead army had already surrounded it, protecting it tightly. Chapter 888. The limit of the undead army, becoming a meat shield. The True God second level Desolate Beast charged wildly under the undead army's encirclement. Its hair lashed out like whips, each lash erupting with astonishing power. A strange law was entwined around them, the attack power was shockingly strong. The skeletons that were hit by the whip immediately had their bones broken and were smashed to pieces. But the next second, under the effect of the undying undead spell, the skeletons that had been smashed to pieces quickly reorganized and returned to their original state. The attack power of the true god second-level Desolate Beast had reached the limit that the skeletons could withstand. Lin Moyu's heart stirred, the skeletons retreated, and the Death Knights and Bone Dragons rushed up, replacing the skeletons. The Death Knights and Bone Dragons were much stronger in defense than the skeletons, barely blocking the Desolate Beast's attack. As long as they weren't killed in one hit, the Lich General could quickly heal them. In this way, no matter how crazy the Desolate Beast's attack was, it couldn't break free from the encirclement of the undead army, let alone threaten Lin Moyu. A057 Lin Moyu seemed to understand another purpose of this assessment. It seems to be demonstrating the attack methods of various races to me. Although there is corresponding information in the Human Emperor network, it costs money to conduct simulated battles. And now, this opportunity is free. Lin Moyu's mouth slightly curved up, naturally he couldn't waste this free opportunity. 30 minutes passed in the blink of an eye. The Desolate Beast disappeared, and Lin Moyu also began to prepare for the next assessment. Next, he would face an enemy at the True God 3rd level. The attack power of the True God 3rd level would completely exceed the limit that the undead army could withstand. But after a brief consideration, Lin Moyu still decided to use the undead army's encirclement tactic. He wanted to see where the limit of the undead army was. Whether the True God 3rd level could completely defeat his undead army. Second round, 12th test, kill the enemy in front of you, or avoid being killed within 30 minutes. A figure appeared in front of him, wings spread out with a whoosh, even the starlight dimmed, giving Lin Moyu a feeling of covering the sky and the earth. Blood race. This person was exactly the same as the blood race he had seen, except that his figure was more slender and his wings were even larger. With his appearance, there seemed to be a bloody smell spreading in the starry sky. Blood racia. Level. True God Realma. Characteristics. The blood race can combine their own blood with the bloodlines of other races to create blood slaves. Remember not to be bitten by its teeth. The blood race launched an attack the moment it appeared. He shook his wings and scattered countless blades. The blades were made of laws and were extremely powerful. His attack power completely exceeded the limit that the undead army could withstand, and would not trigger the talent of full connection, being able to directly kill the undead army. Even the bone dragons couldn't block its attack. The undead army fell like harvested wheat, but the next second, the undead army was resurrected intact. The undying undead spell constellation bloomed with brilliant light, continuously operating. Every skeleton had 5 chances to be reborn within 3 minutes. Only when they died for the 6th time would they truly die. Lin Moyu had expected this, so he was unmoved, just watching quietly. Quickly, a batch of undead legions completed their mission, collapsing in their 6th death. In the constellation of 8-star summoning spells, a large number of light spots disappeared. At least more than 100,000 undead truly died. However, less than 5 minutes had passed since the start of the test. At this rate, by the end of the test, at least half of the undead legion would be dead. Lin Moyu was testing the limits, not actually sending them to their deaths. With a thought, he summoned a new skeleton god warrior. The spell linkage mechanism was activated, and all 8 spell constellations lit up simultaneously. In an instant, skeleton god mages, death knights, and bone dragons appeared continuously, appearing at an astonishing rate. The entire process was automatic, without Lin Moyu needing to lift a finger. The first replenishment of the undead legion had a very amazing effect. Another batch of undead legions was killed, but the newly born undead legions had already replenished them. The speed of replenishment was too fast, only slightly slower than the Blood Clan's killing speed. The Blood Clan killed quickly, and Lin Moyu replenished his troops quickly as well. Until 30 minutes had passed, the undead legion had hardly decreased. The effect of this test was very good, and Lin Moyu was very satisfied. The undead legion could replenish while fighting, with very high limits. Let's try a rank 4 true god. Lin Moyu thought, preparing to see if he could withstand the power of a rank 4 true god. He had already turned this test into his own experimental ground. In the 10 minutes of waiting, the undead legion had been completely replenished, returning to its full strength of 1.49 million. Soon, a new opponent appeared before him. A rank 4 true god opponent appeared in the starry sky. This time, it was a demon. Not the kind of demon from the abyss world, but a true demon. Demon race. Level. True God realm. Characteristics. Possessing demon bloodline, combat power ranks among the top of the same level. The combat power of the demon race was very powerful, almost invincible among the same level. After it appeared, its gaze pierced through the undead legion, staring at Lin Mo Yu. The demon's eyes were extremely fierce, filled with bloodlust and cruelty. The human emperor network was too realistic, almost identical to a real demon. The demon let out a roar and threw a punch. The starry sky shook violently, and an enormous fist appeared in the starry sky, overwhelming the sky and covering the earth. With one punch, nearly half of the undead legion died. Lin Mo Yu's heart skipped a beat, the power of this punch exceeded his imagination. How could the difference between rank 4 true god and rank 3 true god be so great? Or was it because the opponent was a demon that the difference was so huge? The dead undead resurrected in the next second, but the demon's second and third punches had already followed. The newly resurrected undead legion died again. Lin Mo Yu's expression had completely changed. At this rate, the undead legion would not be able to last a few minutes. The demon's killing power had completely surpassed the undead legion's ability to withstand it. It was killing too fast, and he couldn't replenish them in time. The wings of the undead vibrated, Lin Mo Yu flew up, transforming into a meat shield, blocking the demon's attacks for the undead legion. The demon's original target was Lin Mo Yu, and upon seeing Lin Mo Yu coming over, it immediately launched a fierce attack on Lin Mo Yu. The undead legion took the opportunity to scatter quickly, and the Lich generals rapidly healed them. Lin Mo Yu's addition immediately stabilized the situation. Lin Mo Yu's own defense was much stronger than that of the undead legion. After being weakened by multiple layers of 5.8, the demon's attacks could no longer collapse the undead legion simultaneously. The Lich generals had enough time to heal them. Lin Mo Yu blessed himself with bone armor. The bone armor activated the spell linkage. In an instant, the demon was surrounded by white light. Bone prison, bone fangs, and bone spears constantly appeared on its body. As long as it stopped attacking Lin Mo Yu, the counterattack of bone-type spells would not stop. Lin Mo Yu was a hedgehog, as long as you touched him, you would suffer backlash. Although bone-type spells could not harm the demon, they could still cause some harassment. In addition, Lin Mo Yu used various spells in turn. Unfortunately, the levels were too different, with a difference of more than one major realm and 3 minor realms. Lin Mo Yu's attacks had no effect on it. Lin Mo Yu was also very certain that it was impossible to kill him with a rank 4 True God's attack. Chapter 889 Legendary Evaluation. Lin Mo Yu solidly acted as a meat shield. In front of the rank 4 True God demon, he was bombarded for nearly 30 minutes. Lin Mo Yu breathed a sigh of relief until the demon disappeared. The next match would be a rank 5 Transcendent God, and he didn't know if he could withstand it. However, he already had an idea and figured out how to deal with it. Now it was an assessment, and he would drag it out as long as possible. The human emperor network seemed to have simulated even the infinite starry sky. This space was indeed very large. The undead legion had completely dispersed, with distances of more than 1,000 meters between each other. Some had become invisible to the naked eye. Even if they were seen, they were just small dots. When the test began, Lin Mo Yu saw the alien race that appeared before him. Zerg. Lin Mo Yu was shocked. This time the appearance was actually the Zerg. This was a worm with a length of more than 10,000 meters, with hundreds of pairs of giant feet. Each giant foot was 100 meters long, looking like extremely sharp serrated knives. 10 pairs of compound eyes grew on the Zerg's head, looking towards Lin Mo Yu. Cold, ruthless, bloody. Various situations instantly filled his mind. Lin Mo Yu instinctively felt danger, and while using the detection spell, the wings of the undead vibrated, frantically moving away. A sharp cry suddenly rang out behind him. A beam of light spewed out of the worm's mouth, accurately hitting him. His body instantly suffered a huge impact, pushing him to fly tens of thousands of meters horizontally. The attack contained a dual physical and soul strike. The soul world shook non-stop, but fortunately the soul quality was high enough and the defense was strong enough to block the attack. A faint white light emanated from his body, weakening the damage and transferring it to the undead legion. The undead legion instantly suffered a fatal blow, collapsing instantly, and then resurrecting. What a strong attack! The attack power of the rank 5 Transcendent God had increased several times again, enough to completely collapse the undead legion. In this way, as long as you attack continuously, you can activate your talent. Lin Moyu knew this, so at the start of the battle, he chose to retreat. Delay as much as possible. At this time, the detection spell finally returned information. A star swallowing insect racia. A level. True God Realma. A trait. The star swallowing insect race, known for its numbers, also has elite war insects with astonishing combat power. Do not be surrounded by the insect race, otherwise it will be very dangerous. A. Lin Moyu looked at the information and understood the situation. He had once peeked the structure of the insect race and seen the mother nest. He knew that a single mother nest could govern countless insects. Once surrounded by them, not even bone dregs would be left. Among the insects, there were also ordinary war insects and elite war insects. The strength of the elite war insects at the same level was not weak. Lin Moyu thought to himself, while vibrating his wings of the undead, maneuvering rapidly in the starry sky. The giant insects chased after Lin Moyu, attacking continuously. The wings of the undead severed the soul lock, allowing Lin Moyu to avoid most of the attacks. Only when he occasionally didn't have time to dodge would he be hit. Time passed second by second, and Lin Moyu continued to delay. The cooldown time for the Undying Undead talent was 3 minutes, and a new round could be started every 3 minutes. The insect race consistently failed to catch up with Lin Moyu and began to grow angry. A terrifying aura rose from their bodies. Lin Moyu's entire body tightened, and his hair stood on end. He felt a fatal danger. In the next second, the starry sky collapsed. The starry sky within a radius of 100,000 meters suddenly collapsed, and invisible forces squeezed in from all directions. The immense power prevented him from escaping. He saw the insects disintegrating, bodies disintegrating inch by inch. Each disintegration would diffuse a massive shock wave. The starry sky within a radius of 100,000 meters became a black hole, and everything inside seemed to be blasted into nothingness. Each wave of energy impact could cause the Undead Legion to collapse once. Lin Moyu's plan to disperse the Undead Legion did not work. After 6 times, a Undying Undead entered cooldown, and the Undead Legion did not revive again. Along with Lin Moyu, he was also killed by the intense shock wave. Lin Moyu's consciousness fell into darkness in an instant, as if he had really died. In the next second, Lin Moyu suddenly came back to his senses. He discovered that he had returned to reality. The aura on his body was roiling incessantly, and he realized that his previous tests had not all been conducted within the Human Emperor network. In reality, he had also used his power, but he was unaware of it. The large array beneath his feet had stopped operating, and the light was fading. The assessment was over. Thinking of the last scene, Lin Moyu muttered to himself, I didn't expect they actually chose to perish together. My comprehensive rebirth talent was not activated. It seems that the Human Emperor network was also unable to simulate it. But even if the talent had been activated, I would still have died. In the real world in the future, I must be careful when encountering the insect race. Lin Moyu did not move. He was summarizing the battle. Summarizing gains and losses, and understanding one's own limitations, had great benefits. Mistakes once made could not be repeated. Some mistakes would be fatal. At this time, the star crystal outside the house finally lit up. An extremely dazzling golden light shot out from the star crystal, illuminating the surroundings with golden brilliance. Everyone was stunned, each with their mouths wide open, in disbelief. The golden light represented extreme grade. But such dazzling and intense golden light had never been seen before. Even supreme grade wouldn't be this bright. It's not like we haven't seen extreme grade before. What is this supposed to be? I just think the star crystal is broken. Could there really be a supreme plus? That's right, impossible. Ji Qingshan, in addition to being shocked, suddenly thought of a legend. When she had just completed the test, she received an extreme grade rating, and it was on the higher end of extreme grade. The golden light at the time, although not as bright as now, was also very dazzling. At the time, she also enjoyed the envious gazes of many people. Just as she was feeling complacent, Divine Lord Yilan casually said, extreme grade is not the strongest. But when she pressed for more information, Divine Lord Yiban stopped mentioning it. What exactly is Lin Moyu's talent? Is it really just extreme grade? Ji Qingshan's heart was full of questions. 870. Beside the star array of the War God Temple, old Luo opened his eyes and looked in the direction of the examination room. The golden light there was too rich, and it had already diffused over. A smile appeared in his old eyes. Another pride of heaven has emerged in our human race. As the star crystal sparkled, Lin Mo Yu's consciousness once again connected to the human emperor network. He received his rating level. Legend. Not excellent grade, nor extreme grade, but legend. What level is legend? He wasn't sure, but it should be higher than extreme grade. It couldn't be worse than poor, right? At this time, a message popped up in the human emperor network. A obtained initial reward, 1000 points. A authority increased to level 2. A. Immediately afterward, a data panel appeared before Lin Mo Yu's eyes, displaying some information. A Lin Mo Yu. A age, 28. A level, Transcendent God rank 1A. A soul, peak of grade 3. A potential evaluation, Legenda. A highest authority, level 2. A overall strength, Transcendent God rank 7A. A points owned, 1100. A law mastered, Law of Death. After each piece of data, there was an option allowing Lin Mo Yu to freely choose whether or not to hide that data. If hidden, others would not be able to view it. If not hidden, then this information would be public. Moreover, behind each piece of information, there was a detailed explanation. Lin Mo Yu carefully examined each piece of information on the panel, including the explanations behind them. He could easily understand the level and soul information. He was indeed only at the Transcendent God rank 1, and his soul had reached the peak of 3rd grade, just a sliver away from 4th grade. A 3rd grade soul quality was the foundation for becoming a God King. This was what Antares had told him. However, the panel's explanation was even more detailed. Based on the level of Lin Mo Yu's soul quality, the explanation directly informed Lin Mo Yu that his current limit was God King rank 9. This made it even more intuitive. As for the potential evaluation section, it also explained what the legendary rank was like. Normally, it was divided into 4 levels: poor, good, excellent, and extreme. The legendary rank was not in the ordinary grading system. Exceeding the extreme level would be defined as legendary. Legendary rank was not a specific level, it simply indicated some legendary figures, such as the war god Shao Zontian, whose potential could be evaluated as legendary. However, not everyone evaluated as legendary could become a figure like Shao Zontian. This was just an evaluation, not an established fact. Lin Mo Yu smiled after reading it. Evaluation was just evaluation. What step one could ultimately reach depended on one's own efforts and the various opportunities in the process. However, those who could get a legendary rank evaluation were all geniuses. Lin Mo Yu directly chose to hide this. This kind of information did not need to be seen by others. Next was his permissions. Whether in the human emperor network or the real world, every human possessed corresponding permissions. Everyone could only do things within their permissions. When Lin Mo Yu first came to the human world, he was at level 1, only able to move within his own star system and not allowed to leave it. The same was true in the human emperor network. If he wanted to leave his star system, he had to increase his permissions. Upon reaching level 2, he could leave his star system. He could move around in the nearby star systems, with specific regulations on the range. As the level increased and various tasks were completed, while gaining points, permissions would also increase accordingly. Permissions were, in a sense, linked to points, but not completely related. Lin Mo Yu had obtained a legendary rank evaluation in the assessment, receiving a reward of 1000 points, which also increased his permissions to level 2. Lin Mo Yu could fully understand this. The military merit system in the small world was also like this. The initial military merits could actually be farmed, but once reaching the rank of general, it could no longer be farmed. One needed to personally kill a powerhouse equivalent to a god rank to obtain a general star. And the highest permission belonged only to god generals. The same was true for points. After the points reached a certain level, the permissions would not increase. One needed to make contributions to the human race to continue increasing permissions. This information could not be hidden, everyone could see it. Comprehensive strength was a comprehensive evaluation given by the human emperor network based on the assessment results. It was not completely accurate and could only be used as a reference. The role of points was already very clear. Without points, it was difficult to move an inch, whether in the real world or the virtual world of the human emperor network. Finally, there were the laws he controlled. Obviously, the human emperor network did not recognize the undying law, mistakenly regarding it as the law of death. The two were indeed very similar. Lin Moyu had not displayed the aspect of life in the undying law, otherwise, there might have been an additional item in the laws he controlled, the law of life. In the end, Lin Moyu only chose to show his name, level, and the unhideable permissions to the outside world. All other information was hidden. In the eyes of outsiders, Lin Moyu's information became very brief. Lin Moyu, level, Transcendent God rank 1. Highest permission, level 2. Lin Moyu did not know that most people actually did the same. The door of the assessment room opened, and the golden light outside the door had disappeared. As soon as Lin Moyu came out, he received strange looks from everyone. You're finally out. A diaresis E. Kid, what exactly were you doing inside? You were in there for a whole day. Were you sleeping inside? Are you really extreme rank? A series of questions were thrown at him. Lin Moyu frowned slightly but did not speak. At this time, Ji Yuqingshan shouted softly, everyone shut up. Have you forgotten the rules of the War God Hall? Suddenly, everyone closed their mouths. It was forbidden to ask the examinee any questions about the assessment. This was one of the rules of the War God Hall. Sheng Gaoshuan casually said, what's wrong with asking? He can choose not to answer. We didn't force him, so it doesn't violate the rules. Ji Yuqingshan immediately responded, you shouldn't have asked. Sheng Gaoshuan sneered, my mouth is on my body. I can ask whatever I want. Considering you're a woman, I won't argue with you today. Lin Moyu took a deep look at Sheng Gaoshuan, remembering his appearance. Sheng Gaoshuan frowned, kid, I don't like your eyes. Lin Moyu said indifferently, I don't like your mouth either. Remember that trouble comes from the mouth. Speak less and do more in the future. Are you lecturing me? Sheng Gaoshuan clenched his fist, with laws faintly visible on his fist. Ji Yuqingshan sneered, do you dare to make a move in the War God Hall? Sheng Gaoshuan seemed to have thought of something. He released his clenched fist, and a smile reappeared on his face. How is that possible? I wouldn't dare to break the rules of the War God Hall. It's good that you know. Let's go. Ji Yuqingshan quickly left with Lin Moyu. As soon as they left the War God Hall, she directly activated the teleportation array and returned to life star 98-1. Before leaving the War God Hall, Lin Moyu saw old Luo again. The two greeted old Luo. For some reason, Lin Moyu felt that old Luo's gaze towards him was a little different. It seemed to be the gaze of an elder looking at an outstanding junior, with a bit of affection. Fighting was also not allowed on the life star. If there were grievances to be resolved, they would be resolved in the arena of the Human Emperor Network. If one made a move in the real world, it would be violating the rules of the human race and would be subject to corresponding punishment. Moreover, the Human Emperor Network was connected to reality and virtuality. Any illegal actions could not escape the monitoring of the Human Emperor Network. Ji Yuqingshan took Lin Moyu into a special room. This kind of room was called a mission room. There were many mission rooms on the Life Star, specially prepared for people who wanted to enter the Human Emperor Network. Each activation required 1 point, and one could stay inside for 100 days. It could be said to be very cheap. Yuqingshan paid 1 point and entered the mission room with Lin Moyu, and then entered the Human Emperor Network together. After entering the Human Emperor Network, Ji Yuqingshan hesitated for a long time before finally asking, is your evaluation really extreme rank? After asking, she quickly added, I'm not deliberately inquiring. I'm just asking. You don't have to answer at all. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and made his potential evaluation information public. Look for yourself. Ji Yuqingshan checked Lin Moyu's information and couldn't help but exclaim, legendary. Lin Moyu hid the information again, yes, legendary. Ji Yuqingshan asked strangely, what is the legendary evaluation? I've never heard of it. Only then did Lin Mo realize that the explanations behind each item were different for everyone. Only those who reached the corresponding level would see the corresponding explanation. Ji Yuqingshan's potential hadn't reached the legendary level, so she didn't know about the existence of the legendary level. Lin Mo immediately realized that this was information blockade. It was like this in the small world, and it was like this with Antares. It's still like this in the great world. What level you are, what information you know. You don't need to know what you shouldn't know. Lin Mo explained, legendary level is actually an evaluation above excellent, without any specific function. Ji Yuqingshan nodded, and suddenly she saw Lin Mo's permissions again, and exclaimed again, how did your permissions reach level 2? Chapter 891. Are there also secret realms in the great world? Ji Yu Qingshan's expression was surprised and disbelieving. In the human emperor network, all expressions can be expressed vividly, just like the real world. Lin Mo was a little puzzled. What's wrong? Ji Yu Qingshan said, do you know that it's very difficult to improve permissions? I suffered a lot to improve my permissions from level 1 to level 2. Lin Mo didn't think so. He improved his permissions after completing the assessment. Isn't permission initially linked to points? As long as you have enough points, your permissions will increase. Ji Yu Qingshan rolled her eyes at Lin Mo. Her usually cold face had a kind of charming beauty at this time. It's not as easy as you think. If you want to use points to improve your permissions, you must earn them yourself, and only points earned by doing tasks are effective. Points that others trade to you are useless. Your assessment is also one of your tasks, belonging to the newbie tasks. It's just that you haven't gone to the task center yet, and the task system hasn't been activated, so you can't see it. Through Ji Yu Qingshan's explanation, Lin Mo understood. After registering, he obtained the human race's approval and obtained the qualification to enter the human emperor network. At the same time, he started his first task as a newbie, which was to conduct a potential assessment. Depending on the assessment results, different rewards would be obtained. Poor, good, excellent, and extreme, 4 grades. Only excellent and extreme can get rewards. Excellent can get 10 points, and extreme can get 100 points. But neither is enough to improve permissions. To improve permissions from level 1 to level 2, you need 1000 points, and it must be 1000 points obtained from tasks. Points obtained through other means are useless. Lin Mo's evaluation was legendary, and he received a reward of 1000 points, and his permissions naturally increased from level 1 to level 2. Lin Mo vaguely felt that the human race's points and permissions system was far more complicated than he thought. There were still many things he needed to understand and explore. Ji Yu Qingshan said quietly, I got an extreme evaluation at the time and got 100 points. Then, in order to improve my permissions to level 2, I did a lot of tasks and suffered a lot. It's not as easy as you are, reaching level 2 all of a sudden. Ji Yu Qingshan asked enviously, are you really only 28 years old? Lin Mo nodded. About that, I don't really remember. Ji Yu Qingshan looked at Lin Mo. The star crystal won't be wrong, you are definitely 28 years old. I just want to ask, are the people in your small world all as talented as you? Lin Mo shook his head. I'm an exception. Ji Yu Qingshan was very tactful and didn't continue to ask. If she continued to ask, it might involve some of Lin Mo's secrets. The two came to the task center, where they could get various tasks. After completing them, they could get various rewards. Some rewards are virtual, which can be obtained directly through the Human Emperor Network. Some rewards are real objects, and after completing the task, someone will deliver the reward to your hand. The task center was very lively, with a lot of people. The Human Emperor Network is a virtual world. Although all the data size and scale are the same as the real world, some things are still different. In the task center, the space was exaggeratedly expanded. It wouldn't be a problem to accommodate millions of people inside. If it were an ordinary person, it would take a year and a half to walk from one end of the task center to the other. Ji Yu Qingshan said, in the Great World, the lowest entry threshold for the task center is level 1 permission, and the lowest acquisition threshold for level 1 permission is God tier. So those who can enter the task center are at least God tier. You are now level 2 permission, and you can already move around in the nearby 10-star systems. When you reach level 3 permission, you can move around in the nearby 100-star fields. Permission not only defines the activity area, but also limits the tasks that can be accepted. You can only accept tasks within your activity area, and the task difficulty must be commensurate with the permission level. Lin Mo realized one thing, permission can probably represent a person's strength to some extent. The higher the permission, the stronger the strength. In the task center, there are countless empty task stations. Whether you want to accept a task or submit a task, you only need to operate at the task station. No manual intervention is required throughout the process, and the Human Emperor Network will handle all the problems. Since Lin Mo entered the Great World and entered the territory of the human race, the human race gave him the feeling of cultivation, and constantly becoming stronger. Only by constantly cultivating and becoming stronger can the human race survive in this cruel world. The Human Emperor Network, and various settings in the real world, are mostly for becoming stronger. Ji Yu Qingshan came to a task station, operated it, and explained to Lin Mo at the same time, the operation here is done with thoughts. Now I am level 3 permission. When I upgrade to level 4 permission, I can accept and submit tasks anytime and anywhere. I don't need to run to the task center every time. Being able to accept and submit tasks anytime and anywhere is indeed much more convenient. Yu Qingshan submitted the task and breathed a long sigh of relief. Okay, this ring task is finally completed. What she accepted was a series of tasks. Receiving Lin Mo was only one ring in the task, and there were other tasks to be done later. This task is related to whether his permissions can be improved, which is crucial for entering the God City. Now it's your turn, see if there are any tasks suitable for you. Yu Qingshan gave up the task station and signaled Lin Mo to operate. When Lin Mo's consciousness was connected to the task station, a picture appeared in front of him, which first displayed some basic information about Lin Mo. It was very similar to Lin Mo's viewing his own panel, with little difference. This kind of picture can only be seen by himself, and outsiders cannot see it. Yu Qingshan was explaining to Lin Mo how to accept and submit tasks. The process was not complicated, and Lin Mo quickly mastered it completely. Now his permission is level 2, and his activity range is the nearby 10 life star systems, as well as some non-life star systems. There are not many tasks that can be accepted, and they are all tasks suitable for his current level. Secret Realm. Lin Mo saw a task called, Conquering Secret Realm number 97 Meteor, in the task. There are still secret realms in the Great World. Can you level up by killing monsters in the Great World? Lin Mo wondered if he had misunderstood. What is a secret realm? Yu Qingshan explained, in the Great World, there are many places where some mysterious places exist. These mysterious places are often very dangerous, but there are also some treasures. After the strong people crack the mysterious places, the data will be recorded in the Human Emperor Network, and then the Human Emperor Network will form the corresponding secret realm. Secret realms are virtual, and you can get the same experience as in the mysterious place. Although you won't get any treasures in the end, there is no danger, and you can also get some point rewards. And most importantly, it can let you familiarize yourself with some dangers in the Great World, so that you won't be at a loss when you encounter them in the future. The secret realm in the Human Emperor Network is completely different from the secret realm in the small world. It is impossible to level up by killing monsters, it is just to increase knowledge, and if you encounter danger in the future, you will know how to deal with it. In the Great World, the way to deal with various dangers is very important, often determining the final life and death. It has to be said that it is a very good training method. Yu Qingshan reminded, there aren't many secret realm missions, so if you see one, take it. It's beneficial. Lin Mo nodded. Secret realms could not only help him familiarize himself with the Great World, but they were also safe. Most importantly, there would be rewards upon completion. Not accepting such a win-win mission would be foolish. Lin Mo accepted the Meteor Secret Realm No 97 Feet Strategy mission. Upon completion, he would receive 50 points as a reward. The mission description also specifically stated that additional rewards would be given if the mission was completed exceptionally well. The mission clearly indicated the location of Meteor Secret Realm number 97, with number 97 representing Life Star System number 97. Its location was near Life Star System number 98, at a distance of approximately 3 light years. Converted to kilometers, that's minus 30 trillion kilometers. The Great World is too vast to express distances in kilometers. The distance between star systems is generally expressed in light years. 1 light year is the distance that light travels in 1 year. At the speed of light, it can travel 10 trillion kilometers per year. It's normal for 2 star systems to be separated by several or even dozens of light years. Star system number 98 and star system number 97 are separated by about 3 light years. If he flew at full speed, it was questionable whether he could reach it in his lifetime. He thought of the Godslayer fortress that Antares insisted he take. Besides killing enemies, the Godslayer fortress could also be used as a means of transportation. Clearly, there were things inside the Godslayer fortress that he didn't understand. 3 light years, that's quite far, Lin Mo murmured. Yu Qingshan's voice came from his ear, 3 light years is not that far. You can directly teleport there through the Human Emperor Network, which costs only 1 point. Teleportation can be performed both in reality and in the Human Emperor Network. In reality, teleportation requires the use of teleportation arrays. The Human Emperor network is more convenient, allowing teleportation at any time. Both require payment, with the teleportation fee being uniformly 1 point within a 10 light-year range. If Lin Mo failed the mission, his only loss would be 1 point. Lin Mo realized that the purchasing power of points was considerable, which showed that Ji Qingshan had spent 100 points to allow him to receive the best Great World Law baptism, a considerable expense. Ji Qingshan said, "All right, my guide mission is over. The rest is up to you. I'm going to do the next mission. We'll meet again if fate allows." Lin Mo sincerely bowed slightly to Ji Qingshan. "Thank you, senior sister. I wish senior sister Ji to enter the God City soon." Ji Qingshan accepted it readily. "You're welcome. You should also work hard. With your talent, you have a great chance of entering the God City." The two had left contact information in the Human Emperor network and could contact each other at any time. Moreover, the higher Lin Mo's future achievements, the better it would be for Ji Qingshan. Ji Qingshan's figure gradually faded away, leaving the Human Emperor network. Lin Mo calmed his mind and continued to study the mission system. After accepting the mission, the corresponding mission panel appeared before his eyes. It contained the missions he had accepted and were in progress, the missions he had completed, and the rewards he had received from the missions. Everything was clearly categorized. The Human Emperor network had detailed explanations for each item, as well as many points to note in the missions. Each mission is a one-time event for each person. Missions that have been completed cannot be done again. This cut off the possibility of earning points by repeatedly doing the same mission. After studying it for a while, Lin Mo had almost mastered the mission system. The rest was practice. Only by experiencing it personally would he know what was going on. Just like the dungeons in the small world, he would never know the situation inside the dungeon if he had never entered it himself. He also wanted to see what the secret realms in the Great World were like. Lin Mo glanced around. There were many people in the mission center, and he had seen several of them before. They were the transcendent gods who had registered in the same batch as him. They were also accepting missions. Lin Mo glanced at them but did not go up to communicate. With a slight thought, he said, "Teleport to the entrance of Meteor's secret realm number 97. 1 point was deducted, and Lin Mo's consciousness instantly crossed the starry sky, speeding towards its destination. On the Night Wind God's flying boat, a faint tea fragrance wafted. The Night Wind God was drinking alone, his eyes fixed on the starry sky outside, as if he could see infinitely far away. Ji Qingshan returned with a smile. "Master, I'm back." The Night Wind God smiled slightly. "It seems that Xiao Yu's results are very good." From Ji Qingshan's expression, it could be seen that Lin Mo must have achieved quite good results. Otherwise, Ji Qingshan would not be so happy. Ji Qingshan said, "Unexpectedly good. It was worth it to spend 100 points to rent the training room in the Hall of War Gods for him." The Night Wind God nodded. "The points that should be spent should be spent. The training room in the Hall of War Gods is affected by the power of the star array, which can make the baptism of the Great World Laws more thorough and increase the success rate of transporting talents. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers AA0. In the Night Wind God's mind, people from the small world had basically not transported their talents. The investment of 100 points was not a loss. Ji Qingshan sat down in front of the Night Wind God and poured tea for him. "Master, guess what score junior brother Lin finally got?" The Night Wind God smiled. "Is there any need to guess? The answer is written all over your face. At least it's an extremely good, lower grade score." Ji Qingshan shook her head. "Master, guess again." The Night Wind God was slightly surprised. Could it be the same as Qingshan's? Ji Qingshan's score at the time was extremely good, upper grade, which was already considered a genius. Talents like Ji Qingshan's were 1 in a million. Ji Qingshan shook her head. "Although I don't want to admit it, junior brother Lin is stronger than me." Extremely good, top grade. The Night Wind God's eyes flashed with brilliance. If it wasn't extremely good, upper grade, then only extremely good, top grade remained. Such talent was even rarer. Even in the entire Vermilion Bird Star region, with hundreds of millions of humans, there were not many. Ji Qingshan still shook her head. "Junior brother Lin is not extremely good, top grade either, but a legend." "What?" The Night Wind God was stunned on the spot, revealing an unbelievable expression. The Night Wind God's expression gradually became serious, and he said in a deep voice, "This child's future is limitless." Yu Qingshan was a little puzzled, as the legend rating very powerful. It's not very powerful, but it's that the limit cannot be assessed, so the rating of legend was given. The night wind god's words made Yu Qingshan's heart tremble. The limit could not be assessed, and even the human emperor network could not assess the limit. How strong would that potential be? The night wind god instructed, Qingshan, in the future, you must maintain a good relationship with Xiaoyu and not become enemies. Yu Qingshan smiled, Master, don't worry. Junior brother Lin is a good person and gets along well with me. That's good. The distance of 3 light years took 3 seconds in the human emperor network, teleporting at a speed of 1 light year per second, bringing Lin Mo to the entrance of the secret realm. A large number of voices came from his ears. The entrance to the secret realm was very lively. Human experts from nearby dozens of life star systems could accept this mission. As a result, the entrance to Meteor Secret Realm number 97 was almost always crowded. Lin Mo looked from a distance and saw several meteors fly out of the secret realm and disappear into the dark depths of space. Chapter 893, Transcendent God Realm, Not Even Cannon Fodder. Meteor Secret Realm number 97 is located in the great world's starry sky, appearing like a brilliant ball of light. This ball of light is tens of thousands of meters high, constantly changing in the void, and also reflecting the light from the stars, making it very beautiful. Everything in the great world seems to be very large. The stars are large, the space is large, the world is large, the strength gap is large, and even the secret realm entrances are large. Lin Mo knew that the secret realm entrances he saw in the Human Emperor network were actually exactly the same as in reality. Even their locations were exactly the same. The Human Emperor network is a one-to-one restoration of the real world. It can be regarded as a virtual reality. 97 represents that the secret realm belongs to Life Star System number 97. Meteor Secret Realm is its name. Only 10 minutes after Lin Mo arrived, he saw 3 meteors fly out of the secret realm. The Meteor Secret Realm got its name from this. Looking at so many people, Lin Mo had a feeling of returning to the dungeon hall. There were also many people at the entrance of the dungeon hall at all times, shouting to form teams to clear dungeons. However, there doesn't seem to be such a thing as teaming up in the great world. There are indeed teams, but not like clearing dungeons in the small world. Lin Mo listened here for a while and finally understood why there were so many people here. Many people have failed to conquer the secret realm, but they are not willing to leave. They will try repeatedly. Repeated attempts do not require any fees. As long as you want to enter, you can enter at any time. But there are also restrictions. Everyone has 10 chances. After 10 failures, you can continue to enter the secret realm without any fees. However, the mission has failed, and you will not get any rewards even if you pass it. The people here are basically Transcendent God rank 3 to Transcendent God rank 5. There are no Transcendent God rank 6 or above, and very, very few below Transcendent God rank 3. After all, to accept this task, you must at least reach level 2 permission. It is almost impossible for Transcendent God rank 1 to reach level 2 permission. By the time you have completed a series of tasks and raised your permission to level 2, your level has mostly already increased. Lin Mo's ability to have level 2 permission at Transcendent God rank 1 is definitely an anomaly. However, there are too many people here, the aura is chaotic, and no one came to check Lin Mo's level. They were all exchanging their experiences in the secret realm, paying attention to the key points. Lin Mo listened for a while and found that there was not much reference value. Mainly because he had not entered the secret realm and did not know the specific situation inside. Talking on paper is useless. Lin Mo passed through the crowd and flew into the secret realm. Many people were entering and leaving the secret realm, and some people noticed Lin Mo. Hey, the person who just went in is only Transcendent God rank 1. Impossible, how can Transcendent God rank 1 receive this task? I saw it too, it is indeed Transcendent God rank 1. That's right, level 2 tasks require level 2 permission. How could Transcendent God rank 1 have level 2 permission? Maybe he leveled up slowly, or didn't level up at all, and raised his permission first. That's also impossible. To increase permission, you have to do tasks. During the process of doing tasks, the level will always increase. That's strange. Everyone was talking non-stop. Originally, they were discussing the situation in the secret realm, but now they turned the discussion to Lin Mo. Lin Mo's possession of level 2 permission at Transcendent God rank 1 aroused everyone's interest. No one doubted the fairness of the human emperor network. There are no shortcuts to permission upgrades. Even if you have powerful elders behind you, it is the same. After discussing for a long time, they couldn't come to a conclusion. Everyone planned to wait for Lin Mo to come out and ask him properly. Inside the secret realm, it was like entering another world. Here, the light was flowing, and the earth seemed to be shrouded in a halo. In the sky, meteors were constantly streaking across. The meteors did not fall, but flew in the air, flying towards the distant horizon and disappearing. Lin Mo saw a hole in the sky, as if the sky had a big hole. That was where he came in, the connection point between the secret realm and the great world. If a meteor fell into the hole, it would leave the secret realm and disappear into the boundless starry sky of the great world. Lin Mo walked alone in the secret realm, his thoughts flying. The secret realms in the great world are not much different from the dungeon secret realms in the small world in essence. Level 2 tasks are for people below Transcendent God rank 6. Transcendent God realm is very strong relative to ordinary people, but for true powerhouses it is only cannon fodder. It is estimated that God Kings are considered the backbone of the great world. But what is the use of God Kings? Even invincible powerhouses can be destroyed with a wave of the hand when they encounter that person. No, I'm wrong, very wrong. Lin Mo was analyzing the composition of the great world bit by bit based on the information he currently had. In the great world, everything below the Transcendent God realm is in the category of ordinary people. Even half-step Transcendent Gods are not qualified to obtain permission and enter the human emperor network. Only by reaching the Transcendent God realm can one be considered a true cultivator. 0. And such people are only at the bottom. Just as Lin Mo said, they are not even considered cannon fodder. Cannon fodder must also have combat power. Facing God Kings or even God Sovereigns, who can kill thousands of Transcendent God realm experts with a wave of their hand, what is the use of such cannon fodder? Lin Mo felt that if a war broke out, God Kings would be the real main force. But thinking about it, it was wrong again. He realized that the Great World's war was not like that. The real powerhouses can destroy stars and shatter galaxies with a wave of their hand. The real wars between races depend on the top combat power. Only the few truly top experts are the key to determining the survival of the race. And everything that the human race does, all the settings, permission settings, task system, human emperor network. Even the central God city and the human race God road that everyone yearns for. Are all to cultivate true supreme experts from countless people. Supreme experts are the foundation for a race to stand tall in the great world. The human race once had an invincible powerhouse like Shao Zontian, who single-handedly saved the human race from fire and water. This is what the human race truly needs. The human race occupies a vast star field and has an infinite population, just to increase the probability of the emergence of invincible powerhouses. Lin Mo felt that he finally truly understood the real intentions of the human race's high-level leaders. The idea of ants killing an elephant only happens when the difference in strength isn't too great. No matter how many ants there are, they can't kill a divine dragon. And a divine dragon only needs one breath to slaughter billions of ants. Become stronger, must become stronger. Surpass invincible experts, reach, even surpass that person. Lin Mo thought in his heart, involuntarily clenching his fists. His goal was no longer just invincible experts, but that old man riding a green ox. Ever since the Source Origin Secret Realm battle, that old man's figure had completely taken root in his mind. Suddenly, a shooting star in the sky stopped. The shooting star, which was originally speeding, stopped abruptly and then fell rapidly towards Lin Mo. Its speed was so fast that it was instantly above Lin Mo's head. An alarm blared in his heart. Lin Mo suddenly raised his head and threw a punch. Boom! His body shook violently, and the ground beneath his feet instantly cracked, creating a giant pit 100 meters wide. Lin Mo was trapped in the pit, and the shooting star also flew backward. Lin Mo wasn't good at pure strength attacks, but that didn't mean his strength was weak. In fact, once you reach the Transcendent God realm, your strength won't be too weak. It's just that you can't compare with those races with innate divine strength. Nor can you compare with those who possess physical laws. Chapter 894, What exactly have I overlooked? The shooting star was blasted thousands of meters away, but it quickly flew back, and its momentum was even faster than before. A skeleton god warrior appeared in front of him, directly chopping an axe at the shooting star. The shooting star was blasted away again, but Lin Moyu discovered that the shooting star didn't suffer any damage, and its sturdiness was somewhat astonishing. This shooting star was actually a sphere about 3 meters in diameter. It emitted a brilliant stream of light as it flew in the air. After being chopped away by the skeleton god warrior, the shooting star circled in the air and flew down again. Its momentum was even greater than before. The skeleton god warrior chopped it away with another axe. The shooting star was still completely undamaged, turned a corner in the air, and flew back again. The third time the shooting star flew, it became much larger, and its power was also stronger than before. Lin Moyu narrowed his eyes. As expected, it absorbed the attacks. The shooting star absorbed his own punch, and later it absorbed the skeleton god warrior's attack. Then it fused with its own power, so it became stronger each time. Absorbing his own attacks and then counter-attacking was exactly the same as what Lin Moyu had heard outside the secret realm. Laws flickered on the shooting star, and it was this law that took external attacks for its own use. In this way, as long as one couldn't break the opponent's law, the shooting star would become stronger and stronger until it exceeded one's own limit. Lin Moyu instantly thought of a way to deal with it. In fact, before entering the secret realm, he had already heard these two methods from others. Now, under verification, what he saw and heard was indeed the same. The first method was to find a way to break the law. The second method was to reach the limit that the shooting star could withstand, and then it would explode on its own. But from the conversation he had just heard, Lin Moyu also learned that the size of the shooting stars varied, and the strength of the laws varied. The power needed to break it was also different. The shooting star attacked again, and the skeleton god warrior continued to attack. The skeleton god warrior blasted the shooting star away again and again, and the shooting star flew back again and again, constantly becoming stronger. Until the skeleton god warrior couldn't blast the shooting star away, but was instead knocked back by the shooting star. The skeleton god warrior's attack power, without the Lich General's blessing, was Transcendent God Rank 1. After blasting the shooting star away several times in a row, the shooting star's diameter had exceeded 5 meters. The impact force also exceeded Transcendent God Rank 1. Lin Moyu summoned the Lich General to bless the skeleton god warrior. The skeleton god warrior's attack power immediately reached Transcendent God Rank 2. The shooting star was blasted away again. But it was still completely undamaged, turned a circle, and flew back with a long stream of light. Its power was stronger and its speed was faster. After blasting the shooting star away several more times, the shooting star's power reached Transcendent God Rank 3. Lin Moyu summoned the Death Knight. The Death Knight's power was stronger than the skeleton god warrior. Its appearance once again blasted the shooting star away, but it still couldn't hurt the shooting star. Lin Moyu sensed the law on the shooting star. The law wasn't strong, but its effect was very magical. In one experiment after another, it constantly absorbed external attacks and transformed them into its own power. Let's see where your limit is. With a light tap of his finger, a skeleton god general appeared in the secret realm. The skeleton god general was Lin Moyu's strongest summon, even stronger than the Death Dragon Knight. After being blessed with various states, its attack power could reach Transcendent God Rank 5. The skeleton god general raised its long sword, and a sharp sword aura instantly split the shooting star in two. The law on the shooting star shattered and was split in half. The opening was smooth and could be used as a mirror without polishing. Lin Moyu looked at the shooting star and found that the shooting star's texture was very ordinary, just the most basic copper and iron. It was mainly because of the existence of that law that made the shooting star difficult to deal with. A shooting star that initially only had Transcendent God Rank 1 strength required Transcendent God Rank 5 strength to break. Its strength spanned 5 levels. If it initially had a Transcendent God Rank 3 shooting star, wouldn't it require Transcendent God Rank 8 strength to break it? This secret realm is placed in the second level permission, and most of the people corresponding to the second level permission are Transcendent God Rank 3 to 5. It definitely won't require such a powerful force to break it. There must be other ways. Lin Moyu pondered as he continued to move forward. He felt that breaking the shooting star with brute force wasn't the best way. This was also the reason why many people failed. The correct method should be to disintegrate the law on the shooting star. To disintegrate the law, one could only use the law. Use a stronger law to deal with the law on the shooting star. The law on the shooting star wasn't actually strong. As he walked, another shooting star fell from the sky and locked onto Lin Moyu. This time, Lin Moyu didn't attack, but directly ejected a law. The undying law landed on the shooting star and instantly erupted with the decaying power of death. Before the shooting star could absorb the power, the law on its body had already collapsed. So simple. Lin Moyu frowned. The simplicity exceeded his expectations. But if it's so simple, how could those Transcendent God Rank 3 and Transcendent God Rank 5 people not pass? There must be a problem that I don't know about. Lin Moyu gradually walked deeper into the secret realm. This secret realm was very simple, with only one road. He only needed to follow the direction of the meteor flying in the sky. More and more meteors fell, and he easily dealt with them using the undying law. However, Lin Mo also gradually discovered that as he entered deeper into the secret realm, the meteors that fell became stronger and stronger. He had already begun to feel the pressure. The laws on the meteors had begun to devour the undying law. Although it had not yet reached the point of using the devouring law to enhance itself, the effect of the undying law had been greatly weakened. One use of the undying law was no longer enough to destroy the laws on the meteor, requiring 2 or 3 times. Finally, the undying law lost its effect. Although the meteor could not absorb the power of the undying law could not destroy the laws on the meteor. The two maintained a strange balance. Lin Mo knew how strong his undying law was. Although he was only at the Transcendent God Rank 1, and his control over the undying law was only 2%. Yet, with the power of the undying law itself, Lin Mo's 2% control was comparable to a Transcendent God Rank 4's control over the law. At the Transcendent God level, each rank increase would raise the comprehension of the law by 1%. Once the control over the law was raised to 10%, one would be at Transcendent God Rank 9. Lin Mo was at Transcendent God Rank 1, with a law control of 2%. A Transcendent God Rank 4 had a law control of 5%. Lin Mo was very clear that his 2% law control could completely match a 5%, or even 6%, control of elemental laws. This was the difference in the level of laws. Most elemental laws belong to the 3rd tier of laws. And most transcendent gods controlled the 3rd tier of elemental laws. However, the undying law, which Antares considered to be a 1st tier law, was not weaker than the law of time or the law of space. It was normal for it to surpass the 3rd tier laws several times over. Back in the small world, Antares had already confirmed this. Upon reaching the great world, the power of the undying law was further proven in the assessment. Now, the undying law and the laws on the meteor maintained a balance. This indicated that the laws on the meteor were already quite powerful. If a Transcendent God Rank 5 person only controlled the 3rd tier elemental laws, even if they had a 6% control, they could only tie with the laws on the meteor. Thus, it explained why those Transcendent God Rank 5 people could not pass the secret realm. More and more meteors began to crash towards Lin Mo, and their power became greater and greater. Lin Mo did not counterattack, allowing the meteors to hit him. White light flickered on his body, and with his powerful defense, Lin Mo ignored the meteors' attacks. He looked at the meteors, pondering the questions in his heart. It shouldn't be like this. If even Transcendent God Rank 5 people can't pass, then Transcendent God Rank 3 people are even less likely to. There must be something I haven't noticed, that is the key to passing the secret realm. What have I overlooked? Chapter 895, Finding the Right Method, Passing the Secret Realm. While Lin Mo was pondering, more and more meteors fell, bombarding Lin Mo like cannonballs. But Lin Mo remained as steadfast as a mountain or a vast sea. Neither dodging nor counter-attacking, the meteors would slightly increase in power after each impact. The laws on the meteors absorbed the power of the impact's rebound, so even if Lin Mo did nothing, their attack power would become stronger and stronger. Counterattacking was not an option, and not counterattacking was also not an option. This was the reason for the failure of many transcendent gods. Lin Mo observed these meteors, the meteors constantly magnified in his vision, and the laws on them gradually became clear. Finally, Lin Mo saw some clues. A meteor landed in front of him, and Lin Mo reached out and grabbed it. The immense power transformed into an invisible giant hand, holding the meteor firmly in place. The meteor vibrated constantly, struggling desperately. The laws on the meteor shone brightly, and each struggle would absorb a little power, rapidly increasing the meteor's impact force. Lin Mo ignored its struggles and grabbed another meteor. Then, he slammed the two meteors together. Boom! Two meteors with the same laws and similar power collided. The laws did not merge with each other, but instead began to absorb each other's power. The two seemingly similar meteors were like old enemies who never interacted, mutually absorbing each other's power. In just a few seconds, the laws on both meteors simultaneously collapsed. Without the laws, the meteors were just ordinary copper and iron, and they turned into dust with a pinch. So that's how it is. Lin Mo smiled, finally finding the correct method. It was to let the meteors kill each other. In this way, the meteor's secret realm became completely harmless. Taking advantage of the fact that the meteors had just fallen and had not yet become stronger, they were already eliminated by Lin Mo. After learning the method, dozens of skeletons surrounded Lin Mo, acting as catchers. They caught the meteors and then slammed them together. Lin Mo once again became a hands-off shopkeeper. He easily walked to the deepest part of the secret realm and saw a huge sphere. The sphere was about 100 meters in diameter, just a super-sized meteor. Perhaps because it was too large, its flying speed was extremely slow. Meteors constantly flew from the sky and landed on it. The laws on it were even more powerful, absorbing all the flying meteors and increasing its own power. This is equivalent to the boss in a dungeon, right? Lin Mo's eyes were filled with thought. The entire meteor's secret realm was extremely similar to the dungeons he had experienced before. Ordinary meteors were small monsters, and the large meteor in front of him was the boss. The method to deal with the small monsters had already been found, but the method to deal with the boss was currently unknown. Directly use the undying law to deal with it. Obviously, it wouldn't work. Even dealing with the small meteors in the later stages of the secret realm, the undying law with only 2% control seemed inadequate. Not to mention dealing with this boss level 1, the undying law would definitely not have any effect. Forceful attack. This idea was also immediately rejected. The strength was definitely not enough, it would only increase the opponent's power. Moreover, the opponent was constantly absorbing the laws on the small meteors and was already very strong. Seemingly discovering Lin Mo's existence, the large meteor flew towards Lin Mo. Its speed was not fast, but it possessed a powerful suction force, firmly sucking Lin Mo in, making it difficult for Lin Mo to escape. Lin Mo did not escape, but stood still, allowing the large meteor to hit him. Boom. 3. With a tremendous roar and a violent explosion, the secret realm trembled incessantly. The large meteor was blasted away, flying nearly 10,000 meters. The force of the impact was astonishing, almost reaching the level of an 8th-order transcendent god. Had it been an ordinary powerhouse, they would have been smashed to pieces. Even if they survived, they would at least be severely injured. The suction force of the large meteor was not weak, possessing the ability to lock onto souls. Once targeted, it was difficult to escape. Lin Mo knew that many people, even if they reached the deepest part of the secret realm, would likely be forced to retreat by this large meteor. His own defense was strong enough to disregard the large meteor. But the problem was, he couldn't do anything about it either. The large meteor crashed over again. Another explosion that shook the entire secret realm occurred, and the large meteor was once again blasted away. Lin Mo suddenly noticed something. The large meteor didn't seem to be getting stronger. From the first moment he saw it until now, it had absorbed at least a dozen small meteors and crashed into him twice, yet it hadn't grown stronger at all. It's reached its limit. The law has a limit. Lin Mo realized this. The power that the law could absorb had a limit. His eyes flashed with a sharp light as he thought of a possibility. Since it can't be strengthened, then I'll try to weaken it. Fusion art. Skeleton God General. Accompanied by gusts of yin wind, the gray-white undead law surged forth. 100 skeleton god generals fused with the undead law emerged in response. They immediately flew up, pouncing into the air, and firmly grabbing the small meteors. The small meteors vibrated violently in the hands of the skeleton god generals. Each vibration absorbed some power, making them stronger. The skeleton god generals held on tightly, not letting go, until the meteors had absorbed enough power. If one skeleton god general couldn't hold on, then 2 or 3 would work together. Anyway, he had plenty of skeleton god generals. The small meteors in the later stages of the secret realm were much stronger than the small meteors when he first entered. Their laws were enough to absorb power equivalent to a 5th-order transcendent god. In the blink of an eye, Lin Mo created dozens of small meteors that had grown to their limit. Then the skeleton god generals grabbed the small meteors and slammed them into the large meteor. Rumbling sounds echoed continuously, and violent explosions erupted on the large meteor. Lin Mo discovered that the laws of the two were mutually cancelling and devouring each other. After dozens of explosions, the large meteor was noticeably weaker and its volume had shrunk considerably. It's effective. Lin Mo was overjoyed, knowing he had found the right method. First, let the small meteors grow to their limit, and then they could cause damage to the large meteor. Use small monsters to fight the boss. This secret realm is a bit interesting. Now that he had found the method, things would be easier. Thousands of skeleton god generals came out to embrace the small meteors. A game of small meteors smashing into large meteors began. In the secret realm, explosions were as brilliant as fireworks. Several minutes later, the large meteor completely shattered in an explosion. A prompt sounded. Secret Realm Mission Number 97 complete. You can return to the mission center to claim the corresponding rewards. Reminder: please do not reveal the strategy for this secret realm. Any form of leakage will be considered a violation of the rules and will be subject to punishment by the Human Emperor Network. Lin Mo was slightly stunned, unexpectedly forbidden from revealing the strategy. No wonder there was a large crowd outside, not knowing what to do. People who had passed the secret realm before would never say anything. Lin Mo didn't leave the secret realm but instead made a summary. This secret realm could be accessed with only second-level permissions and was considered a novice secret realm. The secret realm was completely virtualized by the Human Emperor Network and posed no real danger. Even if you failed, it wouldn't have any impact. And you could try it repeatedly. In the secret realm, the initial test was observation skills, to see if you could find the right method. In the end, in addition to finding the method, you also needed sufficient strength to cultivate the small meteors to their limit. Only then could you cause damage to the large meteor and pass the secret realm. If your own strength was insufficient to cultivate the small meteors to their limit, then the damage to the large meteor would be extremely limited. It might even be useless, so there was no point in talking about passing the secret realm. Lin Mo felt that the greatest purpose of the Human Emperor Network was to cultivate the strongest people for the human race. Now, passing the Meteor's secret realm further confirmed this. The Meteor's secret realm not only tested judgment and wisdom but also tested strength and control. You couldn't be too bad in any aspect to pass the Meteor's secret realm. After Lin Mo understood, he left the secret realm and appeared outside. As soon as he came outside, Lin Mo felt countless eyes staring at him. The Human Emperor Network was almost exactly the same as the real world. All the senses in the real world were present here. Being watched was uncomfortable, and Lin Mo wanted to leave. Brother Lin, but someone was faster, already in front of Lin Mo, greeting him warmly. Lin Mo didn't have a name, everyone present could see his name. The man was very familiar, with a smile on his face, looking very kind. Brother Lin, don't mind us, we have no malice. He also didn't hide his identity, Lin Mo could see his basic information. Jin Feng, a fifth-order transcendent god. Lin Mo responded politely, Senior Jin, is there anything I can do for you? Jin Feng smiled obsequiously, Brother Lin, we're just curious how you managed to have second-level permissions at the first-order transcendent god level. Lin Mo hesitated for a moment and didn't answer directly. He didn't plan to tell others about his potential evaluation casually. Jin Feng seemed to realize that he had asked a question he shouldn't have, probing someone else's privacy, breaking the unwritten rules among the human race. He lightly tapped his mouth, looking apologetic, look at this mouth of mine, that's not what I meant. We just wanted to say that you're only a first-order transcendent god and not strong enough to complete the Meteor Secret Realm mission. Although you can enter this secret realm repeatedly, everyone only has 10 chances. After 10 times, the mission fails, and you can't get the rewards. So, Brother Lin, don't waste any opportunities. You can discuss and consult with us on how to get through this secret realm. Jin Feng rattled on for a long time, his tone very sincere. Looking at the expressions of the others, they were also very friendly. Lin Mo could feel everyone's sincerity. In the great world, the human race was very united. In fact, it was difficult for disunited races to survive in the great world. Over the years, some disunited races had paid a bloody price. The human race had also had a similar history, with internal wars breaking out. At that time, the human race was not weak and was considered a strong race. However, a civil war caused heavy casualties to the human race, especially the loss of top powerhouses, which was seized upon by other races. During that period, the human race also paid a bloody price, almost disappearing from the great world. The 4-star regions were almost crippled. The enemy's swords had already reached the central divine city. If the central divine city were to be captured and the human race's divine path severed, then the human race would be erased from the great world. It was there that Xiao Zontian emerged and turned the tide. He quelled the internal strife, led the human race soldiers, drove away the alien races, and recovered all 4-star regions. One invincible record after another established his status as the god of war. From then on, the human race learned from its pain and became extremely united. Private grievances were allowed, but large-scale internal strife was not. If there were any personal grievances, they would be resolved in the arena. They could go to the arena in the Human Emperor Network, or they could go to a real-world arena. But after leaving the arena, all grudges had to be settled, and no further disputes were allowed. The human race's higher-ups were well aware that disunity meant destruction. Lin Moyu liked this feeling. It was a similar situation in the small world. Seeing that Lin Moyu was not speaking, Jin Feng continued with a smile, "Brother Lin, don't worry, we really have no malice. You should know that our human race is still very united. There's no harm in discussing it together." Following Jin Feng's words, others also said, "That's right, come and discuss it with us. This meteor secret realm is still a bit troublesome. One person's plan is short, but 3 people's plans are long. With so many of us, we can definitely think of a solution." Lin Moyu revealed a hint of a smile, "No need, I've already passed it." Ah, Jin Feng was stunned, his eyes filled with disbelief as he looked at Lin Moyu, impossible. Others also didn't quite believe it, how could a Tier 1 transcendent god possibly pass? Many people thought Lin Moyu was exaggerating, and a hint of contempt flashed in their eyes. In most people's minds, those who exaggerate are undesirable. Jin Feng's eyes showed a slight disappointment, "Brother Lin, don't joke around." Lin Moyu opened his palm, and on his palm was a miniature version of a meteor. This was also proof of completing the mission. Seeing the small meteor, Jin Feng was stunned on the spot, his expression slightly exaggerated, "Brother Lin, you really passed it?" Lin Moyu hummed, "Yes. It's a pity that due to the rules, I can't tell you the method to pass." The meteor on Lin Moyu's palm was not only seen by Jin Feng, but also by others. The contemptuous gazes that had previously been directed at Lin Moyu instantly disappeared without a trace. One by one, people lowered their heads, feeling a little ashamed. Lin Moyu was not exaggerating at all, but had really passed. Looking at Lin Moyu's level again, a secret realm that even a Tier 1 transcendent god could pass, yet they couldn't pass. This was embarrassing, a great loss of face. Transcendent gods all valued face, and couldn't afford to lose it. Jin Feng was not only familiar, but also had a thick skin. "Brother Lin, I know you can't say, but can you tell us some points to pay attention to?" To be honest, old Jin has already tried 6 times, and there aren't many chances left. Lin Moyu also said sincerely, "Senior Jin's strength is already sufficient, it's just that you haven't found the right method. What I can say is to observe carefully, strength and method are equally important. There's no use in just discussing it here, it's better to go into the secret realm and take a good look. That's all I can say, I can't say anything else." Jin Feng nodded, "I understand. Thank you for understanding, Senior Jin, I'll go and turn in the mission first." After saying that, Lin Moyu activated the teleportation and disappeared. Jin Feng looked at the entrance of the secret realm, his eyes thoughtful, "Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu." He repeatedly muttered Lin Moyu's name, firmly remembering it. He felt that Lin Moyu was very unusual. A Tier 1 transcendent god was able to obtain level 2 permissions, and also complete the Flowing Light Secret Realm mission, he had never seen anything like it. The expressions of the others were also very complicated, each with their own thoughts. Some were ashamed, some were convinced, and some were unconvinced. Some people repeatedly chewed on the words Lin Moyu left behind. Strength and method are equally important. Observe carefully. Some people seemed to understand something and flew into the secret realm. Jin Feng also had some insights and entered the secret realm again. In the blink of an eye, the number of people outside the secret realm had decreased by 1/3. Teleporting back to the mission center of Life Star 98, Lin Moyu successfully turned in the mission and received 50 points. He originally had 1100 points, and after completing the mission, he received another 50 points, and spent 2 points on teleporting back and forth. Now he had 1148 points left, which was all of Lin Moyu's wealth. Thinking about upgrading his permissions to level 3, he needed 10,000 points. On this long journey, Lin Moyu had only taken the first step. Lin Moyu checked the missions again. Level 2 permissions allowed him to operate within a 20 light-year range. Within this 20 light-year range, there weren't many missions that could be accepted. Lin Moyu searched for a while and selected another mission. Mission name: Find Starfire Gold. Reward: 100 points. Target location: Suzaku 000128 Non-Life Star System. Chapter 897, Non-Life Star System 000128. Within the 20 light-year range, in addition to life star systems, there were also some non-life star systems. Non-life star systems were not without life, but rather some star systems were not suitable for the human race to live in. In fact, the life star systems that the human race currently lived in were all transformed by human race powerhouses. Each life star system was bound to have resource planets in addition to life planets. This allowed the human race to not lack resources during the cultivation process, and cultivation would be smoother. As for those non-life star systems, there were various reasons for their formation. Some were formed naturally, and some were formed artificially. During the Great Wars of the past, many life star systems were destroyed and turned into ruins. In the end, there were non-life star systems that had no value for transformation. Even in some non-life star systems left over from the Great Wars, many strange things were born. Human race powerhouses cleaned up some of them, and also left some behind. Over time, these non-life star systems became places for the human race's descendants to do missions and gain experience. The mission that Lin Moyu had accepted this time was a mission in the real world. It was also a Level 2 mission. Level 2 missions in the Human Emperor Network would not have mission dangers, at most the mission would fail. Therefore, the rewards for Level 2 tasks in the Human Emperor Network are generally less than those in reality, usually about half as much. Lin Mo's current task is like this, also a Level 2 task, but the reward reaches 100 points. Although there will be some danger, Level 2 tasks correspond to those below the 6th rank of the Transcendent Realm. No matter how dangerous, it won't be too dangerous. After Lin Mo accepted the task, he first checked the information about the Suzaku 000128 non-living star system. In the Human Emperor Network, a lot of information is free. Only some confidential information requires payment. Corresponding permissions allow you to view the corresponding information. The Suzaku 000128 non-living star system is 5 light-years away from the 98th living star system. It used to be a complete star system, with some life forms similar to fire elements living in the star system. However, in a great battle, this star system was shattered and completely destroyed. The stars inside exploded into fragments, igniting the entire star system. The great fire burned for tens of thousands of years before it was extinguished, but it was not completely extinguished. A material called starlight gold was born in the flames. Starlight gold possesses the power of the fire element law and is a good material for refining weapons. The task this time is to obtain starlight gold, requiring at least 10 pounds. 10 pounds of starlight gold is about the size of a fist. Starlight gold is not difficult to find, the difficulty lies in the starlight beasts that are associated with starlight gold. Every piece of starlight gold will have starlight beasts associated with it. To obtain starlight gold, you must kill the starlight beasts. The information also specifically stated that special attention should be paid to starlight in the Suzaku 000128 non-living star system. Starlight is a product left over from the explosion of the stars back then. It has not completely extinguished and still exists in the star system. Starlight can cause great damage to the body and soul, so pay special attention. After Lin Mo noted all the requirements, he left the Human Emperor Network. He found the nearest teleportation array and spent 1 point to teleport to the Suzaku 000128 star system. In reality and in the Human Emperor Network, the teleportation fees are the same. Within 10 light years, it costs 1 point. Billions of streams of light flashed before his eyes, and Lin Mo seemed to see countless stars moving away. The speed was extremely fast, at 1 light-year per second. The body felt the pressure from the teleportation. The pressure was not small, and only transcendent level beings could withstand it. Lin Mo understood why those below the transcendent level could not obtain level 1 permission and could not even use the teleportation array. The enormous pressure from interstellar teleportation was enough to crush a half-step transcendent into pieces. So the transcendent level is the real threshold. There are still some differences between teleportation in reality and in the Human Emperor Network. In the Human Emperor network, there is no pressure from the teleportation array. After 5 seconds, the teleportation stopped. Lin Mo walked out of the teleportation array. Human experts built a huge teleportation array on the periphery of the Suzaku 000128 non-living star system. After Lin Mo came out of the teleportation array, he had to go to the interior of the star system on his own. The star system was right in front of him, looking very close, but it was actually very far away. Lin Mo spread out his wings of the undead, encouraged his soul power, and flew with all his might. After flying for a few minutes, Lin Mo had to stop. The distance between himself and the star system had only shortened by a negligible amount. At this speed, he would have to fly with all his might for at least 10 days to reach the interior of the star system. Lin Mo thought of an old saying, looking at a mountain makes a horse run to death. Now he was looking at the stars, about to fly himself to death. Lin Mo stopped and summoned the God-slaying fortress. The God-slaying fortress is now shrunk into a tower shape, looking exactly like the ancient Thunder Tower. Lin Mo entered the ancient Thunder Tower, communicated with the core with his soul, and continuously injected soul power into it. Layers of lightning appeared outside the God-slaying fortress, and in the next second, it disappeared into the starry sky with a whoosh. Lin Mo saw the star system approaching him. The speed was too fast, far exceeding his wings of the undead. No wonder Antares wanted me to take away the God-slaying fortress. I didn't expect it to be so useful for traveling. Lin Mo roughly calculated that the speed of the God-slaying fortress was about 100 times faster than the wings of the undead. At this rate, he would be able to enter the star system in less than 2 hours. Lin Mo's soul power was continuously consumed, and the talent giant tree swayed in his soul, with its drooping branches gently touching Lin Mo. Enormous soul power was continuously transmitted, replenishing Lin Mo's consumption. Although the consumption speed was very fast, the talent giant tree replenished it even faster, completely keeping up. With Lin Mo's current soul power, although it was not enough to fully utilize the combat power of the God-slaying fortress, but it was more than enough to use it for traveling. The God-slaying fortress turned into a bolt of lightning, flying in the dark starry sky. 2 hours later, the God-slaying fortress flew into the Suzaku 000128 non-living star system. The God-slaying fortress stopped. As soon as Lin Mo left the God-slaying fortress, he felt an unusual heat. What a high temperature, at least 10,000 degrees. The seemingly cold star system doesn't even have stars. Without sunlight, it should be extremely cold. But here it is extremely hot, filled with fire elements everywhere. In his vision, he saw many shattered stars. Lin Mo could clearly feel that there was still a terrifying high temperature inside these broken stars. The dark appearance was completely inconsistent with the inside. After the stars were blown up, raging flames burned in the star system for 10,000 years. Finally, it left behind the current extremely dilapidated star system. Lin Mo chose the largest star nearby and flew over. The star was shattered, leaving less than 1/3, but it was still very large. Lin Mo felt that it was even larger than the small world he used to be in. One can imagine that it used to be a very large star. Such a huge star might have starlight gold. Lin Mo didn't care about the starlight beasts associated with starlight gold. Transcendent level starlight beasts can't hurt him. Just as he was about to land, a voice suddenly came from the soul. "Friend, wait a moment." Lin Mo saw 3 people flying towards him. They seemed to be on the back of the star before, and he didn't see them. 2 people, 1 male and 1 female. They didn't hide their basic information, and their strengths were both at the 4th rank of the Transcendent Realm. 898th. Chapter 100th Life Star System, God King Zhang Family. Because of the existence of the Human Emperor Network, the world and the Human Emperor Network can now be interconnected to a certain extent. In addition, the other party did not hide the information, and Lin Mo Yu saw the names of the 2 people. Zhang Jiyuan, Zhang Jiyu. Looking at the names, they should be siblings. Both are Tier 4 supergods, and their appearances are somewhat similar, so they are indeed siblings. Although the human race is united, some dark little things still happen occasionally. Lin Mo Yu was not careless. The 2 stopped 100 meters away from Lin Mo Yu. Zhang Jiyuan said in a soul voice, "Junior brother Lin, are you here to find Starfire Gold?" Lin Mo Yu nodded slightly. "Senior brother Zhang, what's the matter?" Zhang Jiyuan seemed to be kindly reminding him, "Junior brother Lin, you are only Tier 1 supergod, it will be dangerous to go on like this." Whether it is Starfire or the Starfire beast, they can kill you. Lin Moyu couldn't hear good or bad intentions in his tone. However, the other party was still polite, and Lin Moyu didn't want to make enemies with him. Thank you for the reminder, Senior Brother Zhang, I have the power to protect myself. Zhang Jiyuan chuckled and tried to show a smile. There is indeed Starfire gold below, but there are also Starfire beasts. That Starfire beast is Tier 4 super god, but it is more powerful than ordinary Tier 4 super gods. Our brothers and sisters can only tie with it when we join forces. If Junior Brother Lin can help, you might be able to successfully obtain the Starfire gold. A flash of light flashed in Lin Moyu's eyes. I am only Tier 1 super god, how can I help? Zhang Jiyuan smiled and said, I have a set of formations here that requires 3 people to activate. The formation can gather the power of the 3 of us, and then amplify it through the formation, enough to unleash a Tier 5 super god attack, which should be able to kill the Starfire beast. Even if it can't be killed, it can be severely damaged. Then Zhang Jiyuan quickly added, the Starfire gold it guards is at least 50 caddies in weight. Our brothers and sisters are also here to complete the task, and only need 10 caddies of it. Lin Moyu looked at Zhang Jiyuan, seeming to analyze whether what he said was true. Although Zhang Jiyuan's younger sister, Zhang Jiyu, was not as beautiful as Jiyu Qingzan, nor as beautiful as his own wives, she was still a beauty. From the beginning, she didn't say a word. Until now, she suddenly opened her mouth. You're so long-winded, are you a man? Zhang Jiyu's tone was very pungent, like a young lady. Uaa, don't be rude. Zhang Jiyuan stopped Zhang Jiyu. Zhang Jiyu snorted, did I say something wrong? What is the identity of our Zhang family, how could we harm him? Look at his appearance, he just doesn't trust us. Lin Moyu said softly, Zhang family. He really hadn't heard of it. Zhang Jiyu puffed out her chest and said with a proud face, Vermilion Bird Star Territory, Life Star System Number 100, God King Zhang family. Go and inquire, what is the reputation of our Zhang family in the surrounding dozens of star systems? Zhang Jiyuan glared at Zhang Jiyu and shouted angrily, Uaa, stop talking. Then he quickly saluted Lin Moyu, Junior Brother Lin, I'm sorry. My sister has a bad temper, please forgive me. If Junior Brother Lin is unwilling, we won't force it. Lin Moyu was not afraid. After all, with his defensive power, he wouldn't be afraid even if he encountered a true god of Tier 1 or 2. He was just thinking about some of his own problems. Now that Zhang Jiyu was so angry, he felt that it was fine instead. The older brother, Zhang Jiyuan, had a relatively deep personality and couldn't see his emotions. But Zhang Jiyu obviously didn't have any scheming, and what she said just now was also her true thoughts. Lin Moyu said, I was thinking about something else just now, sorry. I accept Senior Brother Yang's invitation, and after it's done, I only need 10 caddies of Starfire gold. A hint of joy flashed in Zhang Jiyuan's eyes. I, Zhang, always keep my word. My brother and sister will each take 10 caddies, and the rest will be Junior Brother Lin's. Junior Brother Lin is probably not very clear about some things. Starfire Star has other uses besides completing this task. Lin Moyu was slightly taken aback, can it be used to refine weapons? Zhang Jiyuan chuckled, more than that, let's deal with the Starfire beast first, and I'll tell Junior Brother Lin after it's done. Zhang Jiyuan kept him in suspense, and Lin Moyu didn't ask any further questions. Under the leadership of Zhang Jiyuan, the 3 flew into the star. The closer they got to the star, the higher the temperature. Even supergods felt uncomfortable in this high-temperature environment of over 10,000 degrees. A jade hairpin in Zhang Jiyu's dark hair shone brightly, isolating the heat. Zhang Jiyuan's body also surged with laws, isolating the heat. Lin Moyu didn't move at all, as if he was completely unaware of the high heat. Lin Moyu could be immune to all damage caused by fire elements. The high temperature was only slightly uncomfortable for him, and nothing else. Zhang Jiyuan glanced at Lin Moyu, slightly surprised. What's wrong? Lin Moyu caught Zhang Jiyuan's gaze. Zhang Jiyuan shook his head, Junior Brother Lin is no ordinary person. Lin Moyu asked strangely, what makes you say that? Tier 1 super god, Tier 2 authority, Zhang Jiyuan said briefly. Lin Moyu thought of Jin Feng also saying something similar. It seems that it is a bit abrupt for me to only be Tier 1 super god but have Tier 2 authority. But there is no way, upgrading is not something I can do whenever I want. It requires some understanding of the laws. He is still a bit away from Tier 2 Super God. If nothing unexpected happens, it will take some time to advance. Lin Moyu smiled and did not answer. Zhang Jiyuan did not ask any further questions. Zhang Jiyu frowned. How did you do it? Lin Moyu did not answer, and Zhang Jiyuan lightly shouted again, Uaa, don't inquire about other people's privacy. Zhang Jiyu snorted, what's wrong with just asking? To become a super god, one's age will not be too young. Lin Moyu estimated that Zhang Jiyu was at least over 100 years old. Why is her personality like a teenager? It seems that when I was 18 years old, I was much more stable than her. Zhang Jiyuan said with a hint of apology, I'm sorry, my sister was spoiled by her family. My sister has been cultivating at home since she was born, and has not had much contact with the outside world. Lin Moyu smiled, expressing his understanding. If this kind of personality is not restrained, she may offend some people in the future. But Lin Moyu would not say it. After all, this is not his sister, what does it have to do with him? Under the leadership of Zhang Jiyuan, the three quickly found the location of the Starfire Gold. This is a broken valley. Faintly, firelight could be seen leaking from outside the valley. At the same time, Lin Moyu also felt a not weak fire element law. Zhang Jiyuan said, the Starfire Gold is inside, and so is the Starfire Beast. Once we go in, I will activate the array plate. The array plate is divided into triangles. We only need to stand on 3 corners respectively, and the formation will automatically integrate our power. Once the formation is completed, it can explode with Tier 5 Super God attack power. As Zhang Jiyuan spoke, he took out a palm-sized jade plate. The jade plate was engraved with complex formations, which was the array plate he was talking about. It was Lin Moyu's first time seeing an array plate, and he seemed a little curious. Zhang Jiyu snorted, Hick, you haven't even seen an array plate, have you? Uaa, if you continue to be like this, I won't bring you out next time, Zhang Jiyuan shouted angrily, scaring Zhang Jiyu, and she stopped talking. Following that, Zhang Jiwan apologized to Lin Mo again. Lin Mo took a deep look at Zhang Jiyu, let there not be a next time. His voice carried a hint of coldness. Although he hadn't yet decided to kill, if she continued like this, Lin Mo wouldn't mind teaching her a lesson. Zhang Jiyu was unconvinced and wanted to retort, but Zhang Jiwan glared at her, stopping her. She pouted and huffed in anger. Chapter 899, The Zhang Family's 3 Talents Sword Formation. Entering the valley and turning a corner, Lin Mo saw the Starfire Beast. The Starfire Beast looked like a lion, a completely burnt-out lion. Its body had an eerie transparency, somewhat like clear crystal. Its body was covered in spots of light, looking like unextinguished sparks. Starfire Gold was behind it, a piece of metal growing out of the earth. The part exposed above the ground alone weighed over 30 pounds. The underground part was unknown how much there was. Zhang Jiwan hadn't lied, it was enough for 3 people to get rich. Seeing Zhang Jiwan and his sister, the Starfire Beast immediately became alert. The starfire all over its body glowed, and then bright flames rose. At that moment, the Starfire Beast transformed into a flame lion. It roared at Zhang Jiwan, striking a battle pose. Previously, Zhang Jiwan and his sister must have fought it, as the Starfire Beast clearly held a grudge against them. Zhang Jiwan extended his palm, activating the array plate. Junior brother Lin, get ready. The array plate activated and instantly enlarged, forming a large array. There were 3 empty positions on the array, just enough for 3 people to stand. According to prior arrangements, the 3 people stood in their respective positions. Soul force was injected into the array, and the entire formation was immediately activated, operating with a booming sound. The formation gathered the strength of the 3 people together, and then enhanced it through some method Lin Mo didn't understand. A sharp sword appeared in the center of the formation, exuding a fierce aura, indeed reaching the 5th order of the Transcendent God realm. 2 4th-order Transcendent Gods and 1 1st-order Transcendent God, using a portion of their soul force to activate the formation, could unleash the attack power of a 5th-order Transcendent God. The Tao of formations was magical, always able to accomplish some incredible things. Zhang Jiwan pointed at the Starfire Beast 100 meters away and uttered a low shout, a copyright. The sword flew out with a whoosh, transforming into a sword chi hundreds of meters long in midair, slashing out with a boom. The earth cracked, and the Starfire Beast let out a miserable cry in the sword chi. The sound of its soul echoed back and forth in the starry sky. Lin Mo watched with his own eyes as the starfire beast was severely injured by the sword chi, its body almost cut in two. This sword strike failed to kill it, only severely wounding it. Driven mad, the starfire beast rose up in flames, pouncing towards the three. In the flames, the wounds on the starfire beast's body were rapidly healing. Zhang Jiwan changed his hand gesture again, and the sword chi returned, second slash. The second sword chi surged out, even more powerful than before. A hint of fear appeared in the starfire beast's eyes, and its body abruptly changed angles, rolling to the side. The sword chi almost grazed the starfire beast, landing on the earth, splitting it into a bottomless crack. Flames flew out from within, like a volcanic eruption. The star's core hadn't cooled down, the temperature was still scorching. Although the starfire beast dodged, it hadn't completely evaded. Its newly healed body was once again severely injured. Severely wounded, not only did it not retreat, but it became even more ferocious. It roared and inhaled sharply. The flames spewing from the earth were sucked into its abdomen, its wounds quickly healed, and its aura became even stronger. Zhang Jiwan didn't stop. His expression was solemn as he changed his hand gesture again, third slash. The third sword fell, the sword chi strengthened again, comparable to the sum of the previous two swords, and the sword's momentum was even faster than before. This time, the starfire beast couldn't evade and was directly swallowed by the sword chi head-on. Lin Mo watched as it was cut into nothingness by the sword chi, its true form revealed. 3 swords, from beginning to end, the starfire beast hadn't charged in front of the 3. This short distance of 100 meters had become an impassable chasm. The sharp sword returned, Zhang Jiwan retracted the formation, and let out a long sigh. Luckily it was resolved, or else I'm afraid we couldn't have unleashed the 4th sword. His aura seemed somewhat weak. As the leader of the formation, those 3 swords had consumed a lot of power. If he had to unleash the 4th sword, he was afraid he would have to overdraw. Zhang Jiyu was slightly better, but she was also somewhat depleted, not as good as her peak condition. Only Lin Mo was like nothing had happened. When the formation was activated just now, his soul force was indeed consumed a lot, but the talent giant tree replenished it on the spot. Zhang Jiwan looked at Lin Mo, who was still calm and collected, and couldn't help but be a little surprised. Lin Mo smiled slightly. The formation is not bad. Zhang Jiyu snorted. My Zhang family's formation is of course useful, otherwise, this 3-talent sword formation must require 3 people to use. How could it be the turn of? Shut up. Before she could finish speaking, Zhang Jiwan interrupted her. His tone was even more severe than before. From the previous, stop talking, to, shut up. A difference of 1 word, but with completely different meanings. Zhang Jiyu snorted and turned her head away angrily. Zhang Jiwan turned to Lin Mo and said, Junior brother Lin, the starfire beast has been resolved, we can now go and retrieve the starfire gold. According to the previous agreement, my sister and I will each take 10 pounds, and the rest is yours. Lin Mo glanced at Zhang Jiyu indifferently. Does your sister have no objections? Zhang Jiwan said repeatedly, I have the final say in this matter. Lin Mo smiled and nodded, walking towards the starfire gold. Zhang Jiwan relaxed only after looking at Lin Mo's back. At that moment, he had sensed an extremely dangerous aura from Lin Mo. This level of danger far exceeded the starfire beast, giving him a feeling of coldness all over his body. He felt that if Lin Mo wanted to attack, his sister and he would probably die here. Zhang Jiyu still wanted to say something, but Zhang Jiwan's eyes were extremely sharp, signaling her to shut her mouth and not say anything. The 3 came to the starfire gold. The starfire gold looked like a piece of red-hot iron, emitting scorching high temperatures. Lin Mo looked at the starfire gold and didn't directly take it, but asked, Senior brother Zhang, can you now talk about what else starfire gold is used for? Zhang Jiwan didn't hide anything. Starfire gold has 5 uses. First, this mission. Second, it can be used to refine weapons. Even if you don't use it yourself, you can sell it for points or exchange it for other materials or items. Third, starfire gold contains the law of fire element, and you can comprehend the law of fire element through starfire gold. Fourth, if you don't comprehend it yourself, you can extract the laws from it and add them to the corresponding fire-based spells, greatly increasing the power of the fire-based spells. Fifth, and also a use that many people don't know, starfire gold can temper the soul world and improve the quality of the soul world. Lin Mo was clear about the first 3 uses. Although he had only just heard about the fourth one, he could understand it. Everyone can master many spells, and there are many types of spells, which may belong to different types. Generally, people can only comprehend one or two laws, and it is difficult to take care of all the attributes of the spells. Perhaps the comprehended law is a physical type, but the spell is a fire type. In this way, the bonus effect of the law on the spell is minimal. If the fire-type laws within the Starfire Gold are extracted and individually applied to spells, the power of those spells could be significantly enhanced. This is the fourth use, opening up a new avenue of thought for Lin Moyu. Not only can Starfire Gold be used in this way, but many other materials can as well. As for the fifth use, it's to use the flames within Starfire Gold to temper the soul. It sounds reasonable, but the effect is unknown. Lin Moyu asked, what grade of soul can it temper? Zhang Jiwan said, second grade. It can improve the quality of a second-grade soul to a certain extent. Lin Moyu's eyes showed a slight disappointment. It was only for second-grade souls. His own soul was already at the peak of third grade, so this function of Starfire Gold was useless to him. But thinking about it, Starfire Gold is only a transcendent grade material, so it's already remarkable to have this effect. Chapter 900. Selling out friends for survival is not the style of my Zhang family. The three began to take away the Starfire Gold. As agreed beforehand, Zhang Jiwan and his sister Zhang Jiyu each took 10 jin. Zhang Jiyu was clearly unconvinced. In her opinion, Lin Moyu hadn't contributed much effort, so why should he take the lion's share? But Zhang Jiwan kept winking at her, telling her not to speak. Zhang Jiyu ultimately held back. Lin Moyu also didn't stand on ceremony. After Zhang Jiwan and his sister had divided their portions, he began to collect his own. He grabbed the Starfire Gold with one hand and began to pull it out from underground. With a slight exertion of force, the Starfire Gold didn't budge. Lin Moyu couldn't help but feel a hint of joy in his heart. This meant that there was still a lot of Starfire Gold hidden underground. This land had been baked by the scorching flames of a star for 10,000 years. The earth was filled with fire elements and laws, making it impossible for the soul to sense the situation beneath the surface. How much Starfire Gold was actually underground could only be judged by oneself. Lin Moyu began to increase his strength, but the Starfire Gold still didn't move. Physical strength was not his forte. As a transcendent first tier, his pure physical strength was not outstanding without using the power accumulation spell. Seeing that Lin Moyu couldn't pull the Starfire Gold out, a look of disdain appeared in Zhang Jiyu's eyes, and she looked down on Lin Moyu even more. Then, a gust of cold wind blew past, and Zhang Jiyu couldn't help but shiver. Why is there cold wind? This place was filled with fire elements everywhere, with temperatures exceeding 10,000 degrees. Yet, cold wind had appeared, and it wasn't an ordinary cold wind, but one with a kind of eerie, chilling feeling. Zhang Jiwan also felt the cold wind and showed a look of vigilance. Then they saw several skeletons appear beside Lin Moyu. The skeletons emitted a pale white light, and the soul fire in their skulls flickered uncertainly, dancing extremely eerily, looking very frightening. The cold wind was brought by these skeletons. Zhang Jiyu was startled and let out a cry of surprise. Zhang Jiwan also became vigilant. Lin Moyu patted the body of a skeleton divine warrior. These are my summons. Zhang Jiwan breathed a sigh of relief, so they are junior brother Lin's summons. Summoning spells are quite rare. Lin Moyu asked strangely, are summoning spells rare? Zhang Jiwan thought for a moment, it's not that they're necessarily rare, but they're relatively less common in our Vermilion Bird Star region. It is said that in the Black Tortoise Star region, there are still some summoners AI 1/2. Lin Moyu nodded. It seemed that each star region had some differences. After the skeleton divine warriors came out, they began to pull the Starfire Gold in place of Lin Moyu. The skeleton divine warriors were far superior to Lin Moyu in terms of pure strength. With the joint efforts of several skeletons, the Starfire Gold was finally pulled out. The portion of Starfire Gold buried underground was not small, it was a very large piece, at least 1,000 jin. The earth shook violently, and a large crack appeared. Scorching, bright red flames surged out from the crack in the ground, instantly engulfing the skeleton divine general. In the crimson flames, a point of blue light appeared. Zhang Jiwan's face changed drastically. Retreat. It's Starfire. Starfire is the most terrifying substance in the non-living star system number 000128. It is not life, but it can track the aura of souls. Once someone appears around it, it will chase after them, burning their flesh and soul. Compared to starfire beasts, this blue starfire is even more terrifying. As soon as the blue starfire appeared, it locked onto the skeleton divine warrior. Although the skeleton divine warrior didn't have the aura of life, it had a soul. It instinctively flew over and pounced onto the skeleton divine warrior. That skeleton is finished, Zhang Jiyu muttered. She could see that the skeleton divine warrior was at the transcendent first tier, and being possessed by starfire meant certain death. Originally, the skeleton divine warrior was surrounded by crimson flames, and now a ball of blue flames had appeared on its body. The white body was first covered in a layer of blue flames, and then a layer of crimson flames. The skeleton divine warrior looked somewhat eerie, even more terrifying than before. Not only did it not scream, but even its movements didn't change. It was still pulling the starfire gold. The skeleton divine warrior allowed the flames to burn, and forcibly pulled out the piece of starfire gold. The starfire gold was very large, and only a small portion was exposed on the ground. At least 400 or 500 jinn were buried underground. Lin Moyu's harvest this time was quite rich. Zhang Jiwan looked at Lin Moyu and the skeleton divine warrior, his eyes gleaming. The skeleton divine warrior had been devoured by starfire, but now, looking at it, the starfire had been extinguished, and the skeleton divine warrior was unharmed. It was clear how strong the skeleton divine warrior's defense was. Lin Moyu became even more unusual in his eyes. He put on a smile. Junior brother Lin's harvest this time is really great. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. Just luck. Zhang Jiwan said, is junior brother Lin going to turn in the mission next? Lin Moyu told the truth, I want to take another look here. Maybe I can get some more gains. As he spoke, Lin Moyu put away the starfire gold. The price of starfire gold was not low. Every 10 jinn could be sold for 1 point. He had harvested at least 400 or 500 jinn this time, which could be exchanged for at least several dozen points. A mission only rewarded 100 points. Being able to find so much starfire gold was a big profit. Zhang Jiwan nodded. Since that's the case, then we. Before he could finish speaking, the earth suddenly shook, and the roar of beasts followed. 3 starfire beasts leapt out from the cracks in the earth, their bodies emitting flames, staring intently at them. Crap! Zhang Jiwan secretly cried out in his heart. These starfire beasts also had the strength of the transcendent 4th tier, the same strength as the one they had just killed. Just now, there was only one, and they had to use the 3 talents sword formation to kill it. Now there were 3, invincible. Zhang Jiwan's first reaction was to take his sister and retreat, while shouting, Junior brother Lin, retreat quickly. Lin Moyu didn't move at all, and had no intention of retreating. For a moment, Zhang Jiwan couldn't decide whether to leave or not. Zhang Jiyu was already so frightened that her hands and feet were ice cold. If they were surrounded by these 3 starfire beasts, they would surely die. She said in Zhang Jiwan's ear, brother, these starfire beasts seem to have their eyes on him. Let's take the opportunity to leave. Her intention was to use Lin Moyu as bait and take the opportunity to escape. Zhang Jiwan denied her words without even thinking. No, abandoning friends for survival is not in the style of the Zhang family. Then he gritted his teeth. If it really doesn't work, I can only use that. Zhang Jiyu's pretty face changed drastically. Brother, you can't. Lin Moyu watched the performance of the two. Zhang Jiwan's performance satisfied him. A smile appeared in his eyes. Senior brother Zhang, don't worry. Another gust of wind blew, and a skeleton god general and a lich general appeared beside Lin Moyu. Several rays of light flashed, and the lich general blessed the skeleton god general with buffs. The skeleton god general's body flashed with grey-white light, and rushed towards the starfire beast. The skeleton god general was tall, holding a sword in one hand and a shield in the other, looking like a knight. It rushed to the starfire beast like lightning, and slashed down with its sword. The long sword was extremely fast, without any sword energy, and the starfire beast's head was cut off directly like tofu. The skeleton god general raised and lowered his sword, almost 1 sword for each, and after a few swords, all 3 starfire beasts were beheaded. The skeleton god general, possessing tier 5 transcendent combat power, was too easy to deal with tier 4 transcendent starfire beasts. Zhang Jiwan was stunned, solved so easily. The corners of his mouth twitched slightly. Somewhat unbelievable. Junior brother Lin, is this also your summon? Lin Moyu nodded. That's right. Zhang Jiwan sighed. No wonder junior brother Lin dared to come alone with only tier 1 transcendent, it turns out you possess such a powerful summon. If junior brother Lin has time in the future, you can come to my Zhang family as a guest, Zhang will welcome you. Lin Moyu smiled, I will when I have time.